Riding all over.
Across the.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was
What was that?
snowstorm. Hail.
Oh shit! Speaking of snowstorm,
Comp, I got your coffee.
Yeah, it's right here. It's right here.
Oh yeah. Thank you,
From
Comp.
Quick Trip though.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Is it a mocha latte?
It is a mocha latte.
Mocha latte.
Is it a Tucaluna latte?
Thank you. I appreciate that. Speaking of the mocha lattes, that day that you made it for me,
Right.
what was the chocolate syrup that you used?
You know
What's
what?
the name of that brand? Like Trolley or Truly or
Might be. It's been a while. Yeah, might be.
right?
Yeah.
And it's not really a chocolate syrup. It's more like it looked clear, but it's chocolate.
Yeah. I don't know what it was. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
and that is so hard to find.
I think you can find them in the stores.
No, I've looked every grocery store that I've been to. I've looked, and they got the raspberry, vanilla, the caramel. The chocolate must be pretty popular.
Yeah.
What's Carmel?
Caramel,
Yeah.
Carmela Anthony.
I was about to say
you
that.
gotta be quick.
I was literally about to say that.
Have you checked Amazon?
Yeah, you can find online.
Amazon, you can find shit like
yeah,
that.
you can find
You
stuff.
can find.
100%.
Can you order food on Amazon?
You can.
100%.
Yeah.
I've never tried that.
I wouldn't try it, but I bet it's okay.
That's fine.
You tried it?
I've ordered like
Thank
candy for Halloween.
That's
It's
different.
like
That's
candy.
Candy's packaged.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it cheaper? Is it cheaper to keep her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's all like individual sellers just using Amazon to sell things. So they all got to price each other down.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I guess. Interesting thing. Speaking of Amazon, what do you think of that snowstorm that come through? Did it lock you guys in?
Segways. Top notch.
They haven't changed.
Still.
They haven't changed.
Still.
Right. Yeah. Speaking of Amazon, those guys
think
work
Amazon
hard.
was delivering
We
during
didn't get
the
any
snowstorm.
packages. I know.
So-
So they were snowed in as well.
Yeah, we ended up getting something like 10 and a half inches, maybe 11
Was it?
inches
10
of snow
inches?
total, which is the most cumulative in one day that we'd had in like the last 50 years or something.
I think it set a record. Almost set a record.
No, I thought it did set a record.
Did it set the record? Oh.
I thought it was like I think 13 here, and then maybe 10 Western Shawnee where they shoveled you guys' driveways. Apparently they didn't do ours. This guy came in yelling at me because the street was. Oh, where'd
Anthony,
you park?
did you pull up?
Yeah, where'd you park?
I parked.
Paulus?
Right against the snow, like in the third lane.
Okay,
In the
so-
driveway.
Okay, so
I pulled up. I drove down the long way.
Yep.
And I
that's
saw
where you
a
messed up.
lot of driveways shoveled all the way up until the road.
Right.
And then the road having 2 inches thick of snow and ice still on it.
Right. Right.
And I came in here and I said, does nobody have like a spare bag of salt that you could just throw right in front of your driveway? And he said, why? That's not my problem. That's the city. I said, but
City's
if
gotta
it's
take care of
not
that.
happening, somebody's got to fucking do it.
Take care of your
agree.
guest. Take care of your guest.
I tried driving up and down our street and it's just like all bumpy and just throwing my car
That's-
all over.
Chris, you agree? Does that mean you could have done something? I mean, like,
Chris-
could
No.
you have done something?
Chris was like,
I mean,
Chris.
We
Chris
talked
was
about
like
that the last episode.
Chris was like a bowling ball, using the gutter.
But everybody on the street, if they got just one bag of salt and threw it in front of their driveway,
Man, but salt was a hot commodity. Did I say that right?
buy it on Amazon.
Or
or where I can buy candy.
buy it early.
I know, right? But
Like
who would have thought?
Wednesday, Thursday.
Like, yeah, I mean, it's.
It was
Walmart.
in the forecast.
Yeah.
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 But I had texted you. I called you. Oh no, I think I texted you and asked you if everything was cool. If you guys were you said you guys were prepared.
We
Yeah.
got prepared with food. We were not prepared for the daycare to close on his first day of daycare. So
Wow.
I didn't go to work.
okay,
I stayed home.
Well, wasn't that the emergency alert that we all received that you shouldn't go to work?
No, they said just stay off the roads if it wasn't an emergency.
Yeah.
That's
Well, it
nice
was
and-
emergency.
That's nice and fine, but like people still got to work.
Yeah. Well, I know, but
Does he got to go home? Does he have to go home?
no. Jose's mom's here.
call-
She's like, no, Jose's fine. He's good.
Okay. Come on in.
Come on
have a
in.
seat.
Have a seat.
We got a couch over there.
Yeah.
Studio audience.
Is Mod still upstairs?
yeah,
Yeah.
he's fine. You leave
Okay,
Jay
so
Sean.
So essential workers basically were the most important people that needed to be at work.
Yeah. You know
Nobody
what?
else really
Anybody
needed
that
to be at
needed
work.
money needed to be at work.
Anybody what?
That
Anybody
needed
needed
money.
it.
Needed
You
to
know
be
what?
at work.
You can't earn money if your store is closing down. And why is the store going to open if
But
nobody's
there
going
were
to come to
places
it?
still open.
Hi, Sandy.
No,
You're
not
welcome.
very many.
There were
Welcome,
places
Cindy.
still open.
Thanks.
That's
There,
what she
there
does.
were
She just
places that were.
comes right in.
To her
I
house.
drove by because I had to go in that Monday night for work, and a lot of places were open but not functioning. It was weird. Like a lot of like restaurants had people, but they didn't know what to do.
My work was able to order pizza.
Really?
Really?
For
Yeah.
Amazon.
On Monday?
On Monday for the people that came in
Did
on Monday.
a drone drop it off?
No,
No.
from Marco's Pizza.
Is it good? I've
all
never
right.
had Marco's Pizza. You guys?
That's cool.
I've had
Is
it
it
one
really?
time.
I've never had it.
Nope.
They were open.
Okay.
They're-
Okay,
they're
but
non-essential,
not
but, like,
everybody. Not everybody.
No, for sure not
Because
everybody.
that was
but
probably
that's
some
what
guy
I'm saying,
named
like,
Marcos who runs it. He's like, shit, I gotta make some money. So lucky you guys.
People need money. People got to work. People can't take a day off if you're not getting paid.
But you have to take a day off if your business does not open.
You either have to take a day off and take vacation,
Mhm.
or you just
Don't
bite
get
the bullet,
Mm-hmm.
or if your company pays you
Yep.
for that, then yeah.
The theater was closed
Yep.
on Monday. Dick's Sporting Goods
Language.
was
Whoa,
closed.
whoa,
Hey,
whoa,
come
whoa,
on.
Sandy.
There's a lot of pauses there.
Yeah. Shorten the pause.
Yeah.
So you can't do much when business closed down, and luckily, yeah, you had
Right. You're
Marco's Pizza, but
All right, okay, hold on. No,
So,
no,
wait,
you're
okay,
asking
so
the
wait,
wrong
wait, wait.
question.
So
No, no,
you-
no, no,
Have we
you're asking
started
the
yet?
wrong question.
Colin,
So-
have we started yet?
As parents,
Yeah, we're going.
3 parents here, exclude my mom.
and you?
Well, yeah, don't forget you. You're new.
If Dick's Sporting Good was open on Monday, would you have sent your daughter there? Would you have made her drive there to work?
Nope.
No, we were dropping them off. We had already planned that we were going to drop them off. Yeah.
Yep.
That's just as not safe. What are you talking about?
Well, it's
You're
safer
driving-
that they drive than the kids drive.
Why?
Because we got more experience.
He can barely hear and can barely see.
See.
What are you talking about?
Oh, please.
Well, I meant
Jose.
Sandy.
What are you
Please.
talking
I
about?
meant Sandy.
Please.
So,
What?
I don't think that's a better
So,
option.
okay, so you guys opened on Monday.
Yeah.
How many people came through?
How many people bought
Customers.
cars?
Customers?
Probably
Nobody.
10.
No, bullshit. People are out there looking for a car still in this weather.
100%. They got.
Oh, maybe they're
they got
giving
their car appraised.
Maybe they're giving cars away since
They
nobody
got
wants to
their
buy
car
cars at this moment.
appraised. There's people that got to get to work in the morning. What are you talking about?
Big blizzard blowout, man. It's a
Those
sale
are
going on.
those were all the people that were in the way. While a big shout out to everybody who snow plowed and did all that good stuff to clean the roads. Big shout out to them. But yet we got people out there who shouldn't be driving. Out there getting in the way because the snow guys are trying to do their job.
You're making complaints where there were no complaints given. I didn't hear any snowplow people complaining about other cars on the road.
Of course, do you know anybody who snowplow?
Yeah.
Bullshit. Bullshit. I do. I know people.
And they told you that they were complaining about people on the
No,
road.
but I'm.
Okay, so you're
let's
making up complaints
here,
for them.
Let's call Joe Quinn. That's what he does when during the winter they snowplow. I bet he'll sit here and he'll tell us, "Oh yeah, these motherfuckers they parking in the way, and I couldn't get around." And so those are the vehicles that end up being buried, and then they're the ones that are bitching. Oh, the city.
Or somewhere in the ditch.
save that
What'd you-
clip.
what'd you
Save
put-
that clip.
What'd you put this? What's in this coffee?
Straight chocolate chemicals.
Hey, as a business, you got to plan on losing any opportunity of income if you close your business.
Right.
That's a lot for places.
Okay, but are you not going to lose income as well if you open, pay your employees to be there, but nobody comes through?
Yeah.
I think that's a risk you got to take.
I mean, yeah.
Again, we had people come in to get their
Okay.
car appraised during that snowstorm. And you bet your ass we appraised their car.
Were they open on Sunday?
Yeah.
You guys opened on Sunday
You're
during the
so
blizzard.
lying.
No, okay, no.
See?
I worked on Sunday,
Here.
but the store wasn't open.
Jose's facts. Nope, we're not even going to push that.
No, you're right. I
See?
did work because I work remote.
Oh,
but
okay.
No,
Okay.
Jose's just worried about.
It's an
Which I
expensive
understand.
decision to close down a business for a day.
Yeah, I understand that. I know that.
So Mario took it to heart. We're going to go back to the emergency.
Yeah.
What was it?
It's just an emergency alert.
Emergency alert.
They told us to stay home, and I said, I'm staying home.
Yep.
I'm telling my kids, hey, you're not going to work. You're not going to work. Everybody stay home. We're making
Cookies.
caldo.
Oh.
We're playing
Cookies,
games.
too.
We watch movies. Hamilton.
Read some
they
red
give me time.
books. Red
Well,
books.
Let me ask you one more question then.
No reading.
When you saw a
Reading.
warning because it was getting so cold with ice and snow, did it make you turn your heater up at all?
Did it? Oh.
Yes, and turn on the space heater. Yes.
Nope.
I'd have to see it to believe it. I gotta
See?
see it to believe it.
It's time to layer up.
Yeah.
Right?
But yes, you're right.
Dude.
Yeah.
Luckily, I brought this heater down here because this is the coldest room in the house.
Is it on?
It was freaking like 40 degrees. It's like 40 degrees in here, just like it is in the garage. This room is freaking cold, so we gotta make sure we warm it up. Anyway, let's get started with this show. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Big Modcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Big Modcast.
I'm your host, Big Mod Mario. This is my co-host, my son Marcos. To my left, Chris, running the board. Wake up, son.
I'm awake.
All right, Jose, the EP, sitting in the chair. Sandy joining with us. Sandy's joining us. Thanks for joining us. I guess you're a little late. Rosalinda, thank you for sitting on the couch. Is it warm over there? I'm sure it is.
'Cause she's layered up.
She's
I know, right? She gonna be sweating over there.
She said
It's
that.
like
wearing
70
snow boots.
It's like 70 degrees in here. But before we get our sponsor reads, Chris, could you go ahead and play our sponsor reads, please?
So
Before-
before we do the sponsor reads, we're gonna do the sponsor
Yeah,
reads.
you know what I meant to say.
That
Yeah.
is what he just said.
Yeah, please do. This podcast is sponsored by Quinn Concrete Construction. The company motto, no job too big or too small. Whatever your concrete need is, they have the experience and the professionalism to ensure a quality job every time. For a free estimate, call 913-279-1448. That's 913-279-1448 and ask for Joe Quinn.
This episode is sponsored by Goal Fire Protection. With over 26 years of fire sprinkler experience, Goal Fire Protection has built our livelihoods on established relationships and providing quality fire sprinkler systems. From retrofits, remodels, service, repairs, new installation, and inspections, simple to the extreme, we can help you every step of the way. No job is too small or too big for our knowledgeable crews. For your free estimate, call 913-441-3390 or email us at gochoa@goalfireprotection.com.
Yeah.
They look good again. I might make them.
Did you go over
No. Let me do it again.
Did you go over that?
But real quick, I need to thank ER Lawn Care and Tony Rod Screen Printing and Embroidery for helping us out as well. They are in the show now with us, so we'll have to do some reads for them. Spend a whole 20 minutes on reads.
Shout out Tony Rod.
Yeah,
It's a good
all right.
dude.
But anyway, let's, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our guest for the evening. This is his 2.0, Mr. Anthony A.O. Oropeza. Welcome back to the show, buddy.
Thanks.
been a
Feels
while.
good. Feels right.
How long has it been?
Four or 5 years?
Since he was the last guest.
Since
Feels
he was
like
here?
yesterday, actually.
Actually,
Wasn't that for like the spring? Maybe
That
a
was in
year
the
ago?
spring. It was
I think last show I did was April.
It was in the spring.
Was it
It was in the
April?
spring. I
you
remember.
know, if anybody out there wants to see the episode, the first episode that Anthony was on was episode number 22, and
Where was that at?
we were at the studio.
At the studio?
Yeah, at the studio.
Okay.
Yeah,
2000. What?
22, I think.
22?
22.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Holy shit! It's 2025.
old.
Yep.
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 And then Marcos needed a break. You co-hosted with us.
Yep.
For, how long did you do that? It
2024.
was a few months, wasn't
few
it?
It was about 16 episodes.
Was it really?
Felt
I feel like
4
maybe
months,
December
like 4
to
months,
April, something
something
like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, that's cool. You know what? And I also like to put out there that I'm glad you're our first guest.
In
We feel-
2025.
Yeah, 2000, because we felt special. Just like I'm going to compare it to New Heights. Their very first guest was Caitlin Clark, and
Yes,
so I'm like, hey,
Right up there. Right up there.
they got Caitlin Clark, and we got Anthony Oropeza.
That's great. That's a great sort of comparison. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah. So again, yeah, thank you. So, man, what's been up with you, man? It's been a while. Yep. What do you got going on nowadays?
Work. Just work. Both full-time gig and the commission work and the art stuff, and got Comic-Con coming up in March.
Yeah.
End of March.
Yep.
Okay,
And-
hold on. Pause it
Yep,
there.
Yep. Yep.
Cristiano, are you guys going to get tickets to go this year?
Cristiano,
need
are
to
you
jump
paying
on 'em.
attention?
Here we go.
That is
You jump on 'em.
somewhere that he's a special guest.
Right.
That's why he's our Caitlin Clark. He's a special guest for
That's
playing
true.
at Comic Con.
Right. Yeah. Same level. Same level.
I mean, come on.
Yeah,
Look,
yeah.
Adam West will be there.
Adam
AO?
West
No,
died.
Adam West
Well,
is not going to be
passed
there.
away
he used
on
to.
RIP.
No, he's not. Is he gone? Is he passed?
He's dead.
He's been gone for a while.
Sorry, I didn't.
I'm getting excited for Andy
Adam.
Serkis. Do you know him?
Andy Serkis. I don't.
He's the guy who did Gollum and all of the Caesar and
Precious!
Planet
That
of the
guy?
Apes.
He
yeah.
did. King,
Oh,
he
really?
was- He was King Kong in 2006.
Yeah.
Plays a lot of
He
it,
does a lot
yes.
of the
The
3D
CGI,
animation.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
Planet of the Apes,
Uh huh.
right?
Yeah, he was Cesar.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do you
Sorry.
get to see the stars when they come through?
If I
Being there
do,
as a-
if they go into like where the food is at the same time, yes. Other than that, I'm usually at my booth.
Oh, you mean you have access to a room that
Yes, most of the guests.
The green
get,
room?
Like, most
kind
of
of
the guests
guess? Yeah. Okay.
get free food and free drinks.
Oh, okay.
Access to the lunchroom, and they take care of us when it comes to that. It's
Oh,
really
okay.
cool. I mean, he brings in barbecue one day, he brings in sandwiches the next. I mean, it's pretty cool. But if they come in at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you might be able to meet them, but you can't really talk to them too much. They're trying to get something to drink. They got
You
a
know-
mouthful of food.
And
So
I know, and I know I've mentioned this before when we talked about the Comic Cons. Is I feel bad when some of those actors, well-known celebrities, have nobody going over there to visit them.
Well, then
Yeah.
they're
You know-
not well known.
Well, I mean,
They're-
we
They're
know
known
them.
enough to be on the list.
Okay, just like when we saw
Where? What?
Cliff from
Cliff
no,
Clavin?
no. Yeah.
okay,
He was there.
from Cheers.
Yeah,
Yes.
and he was there promoting.
He's a voice
He's
actor.
the pig,
at that
right?
time, yes.
For Toy Story.
Yes.
So I think that time he was promoting that as well. And he was just sitting there by himself.
That's
I was
because no
like,
one knows his face.
Correct. Nobody younger knows his face like people of
I
our
don't.
age.
You have to
Yeah.
hear him talk,
Right.
and then you'll be
Yes.
like, you'll sit there for him and like,
Right.
I know this voice.
And then they'll have an image of the pig
Yeah.
behind him or the
Yeah.
character, and then people will make the connection. So, yeah.
Yeah.
that
The Mack
happens
truck
sometimes.
from Cars, the flea from Bugs Life, the pig from Toy Story, the abominable snowman from Monsters Inc.
Oh,
Like, the
okay.
list-
Yeah,
it's-
Jose will put all those pictures.
You know
up.
who else is going to be there?
No, who else?
Matthew Lillard,
No
Really?
way.
who was
I sent you the
Shaggy,
pics.
who
Yeah.
was Shaggy in the Scooby
You
Doo
sent me
movie.
pics.
And he's also Stu in Scream.
Yep.
He
yep.
plays a lot of horror icons.
This will be his second
He's a whore.
second year in a row, I think. I think he was there last year.
Was he?
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
When,
man, I
when,
missed
when
out.
you were there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's going to be a NASA astronaut there.
I don't care.
Dottie
Who
Linden.
cares? Who cares about a man on the moon?
I think it's a lady, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, Dottie.
Oh,
Either way.
Oh, is that the gal that's in the commercial with the? Who is it? There's a commercial. Ah, damn it! It'll pop in my head and.
The guy that voices both Rick and Morty will be there.
it's
Or
well,
two
hold
separate
on.
people.
The new
Well, the
guy?
new ones,
Wait, what?
right? Or
Oh, I
you're
think
telling me
maybe-
Justin Roiland came back?
No.
Okay, because he got in
Okay,
trouble
the
for
new
some.
guys.
Okay, so the new guys. Okay.
Why did he get in trouble? Let's put it out there.
Well, it's already been out there, but he got in trouble for some like sexual assault or something.
You know who else is going to be there?
Talk to me, Zay.
Mario Lopez.
Mario Lopez.
Mario Lopez. No. You want to go now? Look. She's right.
Those dimples.
What was your first interpretation of Mario Lopez? Cheers?
No.
Not Cheers. I'm
Saved
sorry,
by the
not
Bell.
Cheers. I didn't
Saved by
say
the Bell.
Cheers.
I do plan on going this year. I bought a couple
Slater?
Gollum cards, trading cards,
Oh.
to go get them
Yeah.
signed. Yeah.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
Won't be cheap, but yeah, be
Yeah,
cool.
that line's
Real cool.
probably gonna be pretty long.
Yeah.
So, what day would you advise is the best day to go?
It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right?
Right.
Sunday's the worst day.
Yeah, probably Friday, but the last couple of years, they've been packed from
Beginning to end.
yes Friday
Ah.
start. I mean, because there's a line, blocks and blocks,
Just to get
long out
in?
on the outside. And the thing is inside the lobby, there's the line, and then you go out the door, and then down the streets. It's
You mean
insane.
people are outside in line?
They camp out.
Yeah.
Oh, sheesh.
Oh, yeah.
So
Okay.
what do
you're
you
talking
take when you go? You got a booth.
Yes. So Chris Jackson, the founder of the whole thing, he gives me. I get 3 tables because I have big pieces that I show at the show behind me, and so I take probably one original, a couple canvas prints, all stretched out, and then I take whatever popular prints might be there to sell. Yeah. So, and then I pretty much sit there, stand there, talk to everybody the whole time. I seldom get to walk around, and
You make Alice Grace sit at the table all day.
no,
Is she going to help you this year?
yeah, and usually a couple friends help me too. A couple volunteers help because I have basically they give me an L shape, 2 tables, and then an L going 90 degrees. So we just all watch the whole table, and then we kind of work in shifts. So if somebody wants to take a half hour and go walk around, enjoy the show, or if they want to go stand in line for a bit to get a signature or photo, then that's cool. We usually have somebody, and then some days one person won't be able to make it, and then I'll get somebody else, or else we'll wait for them, or they'll come half day. I mean, it's a job basically. So, and we set up Wednesday or Thursday, and then we show up early, and then opens up, and then it's just a storefront, and then you interact, go meet some of the artists that are there in the at the tables. Seldomly do you get to meet the celebs, but my thing is to meet the other artists, to see what they do, ask them how they do their work, pricing, all that other business type of stuff.
So I've never been. So is there a section then they put all the artists together, and then maybe in another part of the area they put
Is it like sports space?
It's how
yeah.
Oh yeah, you got one.
Yes, so they have Artist Alley, which is
okay.
which is most of the artists, comic book artists. Then they have like the big pros have like the side of the wall, like the big names are on the side of the wall, and then they have
Usually the actors are in the back where they have their
actors-
booths for the lines and everything like that.
yes. Then they have the actors. What would that be? That would be on the south side, like 5 rows of actors and voice actors, celebrities, and then they have the food, and then they have
Up in the front is usually display and like different pieces of like
the north side. They have like cars,
like different cars from different movies.
trailers.
Some
They have
some
a-
people bring in big
Arcade.
like,
they have an arcade there. They have like
Oh.
6 or 7. You can play Pac-Man and all kinds of stuff.
And so this is where?
convention center.
Barter
Barter
Hall.
Hall.
Barter Hall.
Barter Hall. So does it expand the
the
whole?
whole thing.
Time.
I think
Okay.
the first year they did it, it was probably I think 2 of the 3, and then I think the second year it's been the whole.
Wow, that's
whole
big.
area. Yeah, yeah.
We've talked about it before. We've talked about it many times on the show before. Cause
Yeah, because I got lost there when I was little.
Are we going?
what? What do you mean?
Again,
Yeah, I got
Are we
lost.
going then?
I went with my Uncle
Christian?
Danny, and
I
that's
want
when
to go.
I,
I'm planning to go. Do you want to go?
It's been a while, so yeah.
Vlog it.
We haven't been back since your birthday when you.
There, 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 there.
It's
What-
been about 3 years for us because we went for Chris's 18th
nephew.
birthday.
What if we go and we take a camera
You can take that. You can do that.
and we just
Well,
walk around and interview people?
Mm.
All right.
well, you should probably ask that
to do
before the
that.
show.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
need
To get the
permissions
answer.
to do that.
Well, I know
Well,
that.
you get the permissions from the people you interview.
We got a hookup right here.
So
You can blog, but you can't just set up. So it would be.
No,
hard.
I
mean,
understand that. Yeah, we'd have to pay for a table, and then from there we can just go.
no, not really.
Okay.
You go in
No,
with your equipment. You can have a camera guy. You give him the mic. You
Yeah.
ask questions, and then
You've seen people do
move
that.
on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have.
That happened to me last year. Guy came up, said, "Hey, can we do this? Is that okay? I do this and this." And I said, "Sure." He asked me a couple questions about the artwork, a few other questions. He said, "Okay, thanks." And then he posted it. So yeah.
So you didn't have to sign off on anything. They just
Well, I
got
gave
your
him
verbal
I
permission,
gave
and
him
that was
my
it.
verbal on it,
Okay.
Yeah.
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 So you've done it how many years in a row now?
I've been a guest since, let's see, when did it come back up? 21? Since 21. I think
Okay.
it shut down for 20
Oh, okay.
because of COVID. And that was supposed to be my first year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I jinxed it, I guess. But yeah, so they shut it down because that was the first time they asked me to come as a creator guest. So before that, years before that, when it was at the convention center, the Overland Park Convention Center,
Oh, that's where it first started?
I think it started somewhere else, smaller.
Okay. Because you said the guy. What's his name? That
Chris
created?
Jackson.
Okay, so years ago then, at somewhere else, and then the Overland Park Convention Center.
Oh,
and
this
then
thing was tiny when
it
it
was.
first started
Okay.
25 years ago.
25 years.
I think
okay.
this might be the anniversary. Last year was the anniversary.
Oh,
So,
okay. Okay.
Yeah, and tables back then were like, I don't know, $40, $50. And
If you don't mind.
What
us
are they
asking.
now? Yeah.
I think one table is probably like $325.
Dang.
Cope, and they gave you 3.
I'm a guest,
Yeah.
and I can't show. I asked him. I said, if I do this, which I'm glad to and honored to, but I'm gonna need some space because I want to show
Yeah.
these pieces of work. And he's like, okay.
And you've
So
been
you
there
said
long enough.
You were
so,
going
I mean,
before
yeah.
you were a guest then?
Oh yeah, I was pushing the my own. I was pushing just drawings, just character drawings, and then Amigo Man, the comic book. So I would pay every year and make 0 sales. on Amigo Man. But when I did comic book sketches of, Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, I would sell those for $10, $15. And then finally I said, you know what, I think this was probably 2013, 2012. I said, I'm done paying and I'm not going to do it anymore. And then a buddy of mine said, hey man, I got some extra tables. Why don't you come sit with me and do your work?
Was that Alonzo?
No. It was,
Is he still part of it? Am I saying the right name, Alonzo? Wasn't he an artist that would...
Lorenzo.
Lorenzo, I'm sorry.
Lozana. Yes,
Okay,
yes, that's
Lorenzo.
my buddy. He helps me with the Amigo Man stuff back in the day. So
But he doesn't... I thought he did his own tables, doing his own
yeah,
stuff.
he had his own table. I would have my own table, or sometimes we'd sit next to each other, table to table,
Okay.
and he would do his character artwork, and any comic book character or anything, he would be able to draw it really fast, and he would sell. He did really well, and so back in the day, I asked him to help me with my work. I would draw stuff. I would come up with the story. I'd create the characters. I'd mock up the layout. And I said, I just need you to do the pencils. And then he'd give me the pencils, and then I would ink them. And then I would do everything else after that. I'd place the words on there, the bubbles, everything, edit, lay it out, color the cover artwork, figure if I could find a sponsor, put something in the inside back covers, and then send it to print, and then go get it translated into Spanish.
Oh,
And
that's right.
then-
Yeah.
And then combine English
I could
and
have did
Spanish.
that for you.
Right. Yeah. No. I kind of.
SOCKS.
You were on the list. You were on the list.
Oh,
but
okay.
a couple of teachers, translators,
Professionals.
pros. Yes.
So quick spin-off on this.
Educated.
There's this video that came out. Does everyone know who Mr. Beast is?
Yep.
Big popular YouTube guy. The most subscribed to channel on YouTube.
Okay.
He is so big that on YouTube now you can put separate audio tracks for different languages. So he has his videos in about 12 different languages, every single one of them. And he said most of his views are from
Spanish speaking.
Spanish and one of the Asian countries.
Well,
Yeah, but he hires people to just literally.
Yeah.
Dub his.
You were going to be me in Spanish. You were going to be me in Japanese, and he uses the same person for every video, and keeps it going like that. But
So he's in the video,
it's
but
video,
he gets somebody to dub over it.
Yeah.
With with
and he gets
with his
reputable
exact-
names to do
Senor
it,
Beast.
so that
Oh.
people are like
Okay.
they've got
Name recognition with the voice as the voice actor.
yeah. There's a anime Naruto, and there's the
That's a
main
tattoo,
character Naruto.
Oh.
The voice actor is a lady for the Japanese series. She does him in Japanese,
That's
and so
hilarious.
people in Japan recognize that hey,
That voice.
that's Naruto's
Yeah,
voice.
yeah.
That's Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
So
So-
they've just got name recognition.
That's clever. I don't know if that was his idea or not, but that's a really clever.
Well,
way
plus
to
he
go
has the
about it.
budget. He can pay
Yeah, he
them
can pay
whatever
for
they
whatever
want.
he wants.
Oh,
Yeah.
the big important part of this though was he also talked about it at one point. He has 3 different people translate and then cross-reference those 3 different translations before he puts one out.
Sure.
So someone
Right.
who knows 3 different languages. Or
No, 3
No,
different
no.
people that know Spanish are going to translate this,
Oh.
and we're going to pick the
best.
most common out of it before they translate it.
Right. Yeah, you have to do that with Spanish also. I had a Spanish teacher ask me, I said, what is, you said this and it was slang, but what does that mean? And she goes, you can't really translate it into
Right.
Spanish this way. So how about this? I mean, we
Yeah.
went through the whole book and yeah, so I get it. Yeah.
So if we want to start putting Spanish dubbing over this, just find 5 people that can speak. Well, you guys could probably
They could just do their own part.
sí, como no.
3 other guys and then somebody random for the guests, and we can put it over it.
There you go. You got the budget. You got the budget to
Yeah,
hire
we
somebody
sure
to
do.
do it too. So yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, no, Amigo Man was the attempt, but it was wrong market, not enough marketing, and I was working full time, so it's kind of tough to push the product, during the day when But
Well, let me ask. Hard copy is probably the preferred comic book, right?
Well, it was. I don't know if it is now.
I was just saying, does it go to like PDF now? Like, or how are comic books consumed today?
I'm assuming it's done with sort of like a slide sort of look, digitally.
Like an ebook
Digital.
type thing.
Yeah, they do that. But if you want, and it's worth something, first edition or something like that,
sure.
you go buy it.
on that same topic of what you're talking about, like that anime person doing the dubbing. That's how they do it now. But a lot of times, in a lot of the new animes that come out over line, they don't sell the books to America as soon as they come out. So a lot of times, everybody gets their information on the web. So you just read it, scroll based on the internet. So it's pretty much the same way.
Well, I just spoke to my printer, and the thing is we found the books that I sent to print because I'm all out of books basically, and I have like 5 that I've totally completed, and so I think I'm going to have some books there to purchase on the side of the table. So yeah,
That's
it's
cool.
going to be
But when did you make your switch from the Amigo Man to now what you're
Like sports.
presenting there at the Comic-Con now?
2000 and probably 12, because I needed to work. I needed a part-time job, and so the big dream idea was, okay, create this product with the comic book, and it's bilingual, so we could reach bigger numbers, go across the border, etc., and then find a way to license it out to a studio where I could work with other artists who can do it faster, better, and get this thing out in 10 episodes somewhere, and then translate it. So you have 20 episodes of the same stuff. But it didn't work out that way. And then eventually, of course, if that was going to work, it would have been merchandising, backpacks, pencils, all kinds of T-shirts and stuff like that.
Do-rags.
Right.
What did you say?
Do-rags.
That's for a different character that I came up with. But yes, just
That would've been
merchandise
dope.
stuff, right? And so it didn't work out that way, and I was losing money. I mean, going to Comic-Con, I'd pay $175 a table, and then you have to print all the books. You have to print all your business cards. You print out a new banner. You got a pop-up banner in the back. You're buying food, all of that. And if you're lucky, you break even. And if you don't, then you take the loss. You go home, and you put bandages on the wounds,
Right.
and you either quit, which is what I did my first year with Amigo Man, or you re-energize and say, let's work better. So
Just counting in my head, that sounds like $1,000 plus.
easy,
Yeah.
easy.
Man.
But if you're printing mostly black and white. If you're printing color, then it's a lot more. It's a lot more. So you got to give it to those artists who just keep coming back.
Yeah.
And see, for me,
But a lot of those that's their full-time job, though, right?
no,
Not really.
I don't think so. No, not the ones that are like me, lower level, just got their own book. Now you got guys who are like drawing Batman, Superman, and all those, and doing original sketches,
Right.
and they make $50 a drawing, maybe 100. But that's it's Marvel, DC type of stuff.
Right.
Then you got those people who try to create their own stuff and try to push their own path,
Right.
and it either hits because the story's good, the art's good, or they know how to market, they made a connection, something like that, or they just sort of like kind of skip slowly, and they're making headway in their own way. Like I was visiting schools, I was selling books to schools, but nothing major. And so it just wasn't, if I was lucky, maybe broke even throughout those 15 years I was doing that. And then needed a part-time job. And so I kind of switched over to the painting as a second. It was either Starbucks or try the painting thing one last time. And luckily a lot of things aligned. So, yeah.
That's cool. And then, but I mean, as you can see behind me, I have one of your latest paintings that you did of Bobby Witt,
Right.
Which is awesome.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All your work is good, but I mean that one is just really, it's I like it. It's Bobby Witt.
Yeah, and actually the original one I painted and was going to keep it for myself because it was just one that I really liked.
What did you do with so you sold?
Yeah, it
The
sold
original?
3/4 of the way before. Before it was finished. Yeah, 3/4 of the way.
Who purchased it? If you
A friend of mine I used to work with.
Really?
Yeah. He saw it online and he inquired twice, and on the second time he said, "I'll take it."
Really?
So yeah.
Before we get too deep into sports, can I ask one more question on
Go
Amigo
ahead.
Man?
Yeah.
Are there smaller studios than like a DC, Marvel that do pick up comic books and get them
I'm sure
into like
Yes. I'm sure there's
like what. There's smaller things that people reach for as well, or is it everybody like, I want to get Marvel? You know
Well,
what I mean?
the thing is, if in my opinion, from what I know, which is not a whole bunch, you don't really get Marvel. Marvel gets you,
Yeah.
and you don't
You get
really
in front of them.
You draw for them, or you write for them. If you got a product, maybe they'll buy it, but that's just basically it. But
They kind of already have their characters.
right,
I get you.
right. If you have your own, then that's a whole different ballgame. There might be a small studio that says, "Hey, I like what you got going on. Let's work together." I had somebody, small studio out of LA, who tried to take over. I don't want to say take over, but they inquired about the property, and they were doing that with a few Latin characters, and they'd send a contract over, and it said, if you do sign this, we get all the rights, we get all the merchandise money and
Publishing, everything.
all of that. And I was just like, this doesn't make any sense. And so I didn't sign it. But they were out of LA, and they had asked a couple people from Los Angeles, San Francisco, and I think one or two of them they bit, but I don't know what's happened since then. It just didn't sound right, didn't feel right, and that was it. But
Hey, time to switch the format, drawing style to anime and mangas. They pick those up all the time. Just random little artists always get at least a small limited series all the time.
is that right?
They do, yeah. Like there's a bunch of unknowns in the past year that just spring out of nowhere.
Is that here in the States or in like?
So they do both. So there are two. So there's a lot of the majority ones that go through, like those in Japan go through Japan. But there's a lot of local ones. Like America's trying to do their own version of it. They're still shipping it out to Japan, seeing how it tests the waters there.
I see.
But there's a lot of American-made animes that are breaking waves over there that then come back over here.
I'm still trying to figure out the American way and style of writing and plot and the arc and character design. So yeah,
You draw a sexy lady, a sexy.
well, but mine's geared more toward kids and helping to promote reading. And I want to go into the schools. There's a lot of other people who are drawing naked, half naked women. So I'm good.
You don't need. All you have to do is draw Elastigirl. Just draw her.
So the Pixar way of doing
That's a
it.
good one.
I have
Draw
another
that big
question
old booty.
concerning the Comic-Con.
Sure.
I want to know about the costumes. Which one have you been most impressed with, or like what did you see that?
Or
Have you ever gone in an Amigo Man costume?
No. Have you seen him? He's in shape.
Oh,
This boy right here is not in shape, and he's like 28, 32. I mean, he's
Well,
a younger man.
this guy, he's done past. No, he can't do it.
26.
That's too old already.
Actually, in the actual story of Amigo Man, I'll answer your question. He's a little fresh out of. I'd say he's probably about 24 to 26. Nice. He had already graduated college and he was in law school, and so you're looking at, and then a couple years out is when he becomes what he becomes. So
Yeah, and his real name is like Lorenzo Lamas something.
the third.
Yeah, no, something like that. Or what is his name?
It's Antonio F. Alvarado
Fitzgerald.
Fitzgerald.
Yeah,
yes,
that's
yes,
right.
yes. His mom named him that after John F. Kennedy.
That's right,
Yes, yes.
JFK.
So, anyway, to answer your question,
I mean, have you seen that grow from the beginning, or costumes and all of the dressing up has always been there?
absolutely. Not only costumes, but little robots. Like you'll get the
Yeah.
R2D2s
Ooh,
floating
and
around.
what's the ball with the?
BB-8.
Yep,
Oh, that'd be
BB-8,
dope.
Yes,
Really?
but the costumes, the level of costume design and quality
It's called cosplay, by the
is
way.
through the roof.
Oh,
Yes,
cosplay.
all ages,
really?
from
All Asians.
Frail.
Is that how we say it?
You said?
that's not what it said, but it's amazing.
So we go as a
That's amazing.
podcast and we pick a theme that we can all do.
Okay, let's
And dress
do it.
up.
All right.
Maybe like
Yeah,
I have no
dead air.
ideas.
Okay.
I have no ideas.
Yeah, no, actually,
Chris,
jump
any
online.
ideas?
Jump online and see what kind of questions those people ask. I mean, it's a wide range.
Yeah.
And you have different artists. You have people who are pushing knives and swords and chainmail armor. I mean, there's a wide range.
What?
Yeah, you have graffiti artists who are selling prints.
And a lot of horror stuff too, right?
Whores.
Horror. Horror.
No.
No.
They used to
Yeah,
have
horror.
a red light area back in the day where like former or current Playboy models, hustler models would show up.
I didn't know that.
Yes,
That's wild.
And then I think it
They
got
didn't bring it back.
because you want kids. I mean,
Yeah,
the
so no.
comic book, the
put up
animation
the-
stuff.
Well, yeah, just
they tried.
yeah,
You
just-
put up the bead dread door,
Like
so
they did
you
in
know
the-
Look,
that
it,
it's
it
the
would be
18
just
plus.
like when we used to go back in the
To
day
the video
to rent
store.
our VHS tapes, and
You know
the back room is at 18 and older.
You know what
and-
goes through those beads?
Well, isn't there a store or two at the mall that you can go to the very
Spencer.
back?
That's
Spencer's,
Spencer's.
yeah.
Oh, it's Spencer's.
Spencer's.
used to have
There's
that?
nothing blocking that.
There's nothing
Yeah.
but you don't go back there of your own free will.
Yeah, they got toys and
games, and
posters.
costumes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, so
Nothing
you
like
guys
that,
shop
nothing
back
like
there.
I've been back there
explored.
plenty of times.
It is a family affair, not
Yes.
all of that. Yeah.
That's not
Yes.
true.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just wait till we get to that.
I know, right? Are you planning to do the San Diego Comic Con again?
No,
You're not gonna go back?
I never did it.
Oh, I thought you did. I thought you went.
No, I wanted to
once or
go.
twice.
That's the big one, man.
That's the big one.
You know what?
the-
I think if you went to that one, you wouldn't want to go back to this one.
I wouldn't either, man.
Oh no, I would.
Right?
I would. No, Kansas City's home.
Do you have the
Kansas
heart for
City?
that, though?
And it sounds like it's just as big here. I mean, it sounds like it's
No,
just
that one,
as.
the San Diego,
Oh,
mom,
oh,
that
oh,
one's
oh.
crazy.
It's the
The
biggest
biggest.
one.
Well, you know what?
there are
Maybe we can send.
competitions for the way people
Let's-
dress up. They do first screening trailers of new stuff coming out. The first looks at new designs. Like it's the pinnacle of.
When is that? What
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
We have
You're-
to look
you
that up.
can't even.
Maybe we
it's
can,
The it's one of the hardest events to get into.
No, you
Like,
know what? We'll take the big modcast. We'll get a sponsor. Anybody out there that want to sponsor?
No,
us,
it's not even about sponsors. It's about tickets. Like because tickets
Right.
go on, and you got to be ready in seconds to get in line to then be in another line to try.
Well,
and
we
get
got
tickets.
family in
I
California.
like how he
Ooh.
dreams.
Yeah,
I like how he-
yeah.
But in order to get a booth there, you have to submit,
Ah,
and then you have to be picked.
okay.
Oh,
Unless
wow.
you're asked, and if you're going to be asked, you're top shelf.
Yeah.
You are
was just
already
saying,
established.
Again,
I
we
don't
are the
think
big
they-
modcast, and we can't get in.
I don't think
Because-
they're gonna like Chiefs content in San
San
Diego.
Diego. That's
Right.
what I mean.
I would wonder if the
Yeah,
Amigo
San
Man
Diego
would
would
do
be
better
fine.
or
And
there.
see, that's what it is. If I'm asked, it's because Amigo Man. is
Yeah,
hit
that's
and
what I
it's-
would
and it's
think.
something
Like if
new
you make a
and
small
popular.
short film on YouTube and it just skyrockets in its popularity, then like that's the kind of stuff they want to.
Well, it's funny because I haven't. Okay, so me and my buddy Lorenzo have been trying to get this this little.
Right, we talked about it prior.
Yes, and that was like 6-7 years ago, and I got it last year from him. Needs a couple edits, and it's about 60 seconds, I think. And so I'm thinking about submitting it.
It
So
took
about
6 years.
You
There
get
we
about
go.
10
For
seconds
60
of work.
seconds?
10 seconds a 10
Oh
seconds
well, it's
a year.
animation. It's Amigo Man running. It's him
Uh-huh.
jumping.
So he knows how
Really?
to do all that. He's pretty good on the.
He knows how to draw, step by step.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure he does know how to do that, but he knows people who can do it better.
I've done that
and
with
cheaper.
stick, like a stick person, and you
Right.
go.
It's basically the
No,
same.
you're thinking of
same
a
idea.
flip book when you write it down.
Yeah.
That's how it starts. That's how it starts. But yeah,
That's how it starts.
so
You just put a goatee on him.
if I can get that, tweaked and we showed it last year
Where?
at Comic Con. The
Oh.
animation.
They did screening rooms?
He had him, Rick Burchett, and I forgot if it was some other guy. We all sat at the table at a panel, and since Lorenzo was basically the art director and the artist of the My Little Amigo Man animation, we showed it in front of a crowd of it's like
7.
80 people.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. Well, the other two guys brought the people. It wasn't me. But I mean, it looked good up on the screen. And,
nice.
and so you never know. I got a couple of tweaks in there with the artwork and then maybe submit it. But also.
Is it in black and white?
No.
It's color.
Yes. It's really cool.
So maybe a costume, maybe a real life person, dress up like that might
Maybe.
generate some interest.
How
just
tall?
You
because
got to
it's
get the story back out there. You got to get it out there first before you start
He's 6 foot.
doing that.
How tall is Antonio Banderas Fitzgerald? How tall is he? About 6 foot?
He's about 5'10".
5'10".
Yeah.
You got to be realistic. He's
But
still
then,
Hispanic.
but then, when,
There's
but
no
then,
6'4".
but then when he becomes Amigo Man, he's like 6'4".
No, he doesn't transform.
His shoes are
Stays the
platforms.
same.
But it's just
the
like it's
same.
like Shazam.
No,
He's a
When
child.
he's a
Shazam.
young guy
Shazam.
and then he just transforms into Shazam.
Very different
Hulk.
from Shazam.
The Hulk, yeah.
Hulk
Can
doesn't
you
work
switch, Sandy? Can you switch chairs with your husband? No. There's no changing. He's basically Spider-Man, Batman. He has the budget of Spider-Man because he doesn't have a whole lot of money,
Right.
and he has he's Batman because he kind of like models the black and gray after the costume, and he makes his own weapons and protective devices.
Okay. Marvel or DC? Which favorite of? Because I have a question to follow up.
Aren't they the same?
Marvel or DC?
Whoa.
Yes.
Whoa.
Oh, switch back. Switch
He's
back.
gotta go.
Switch
He's
back
gotta
now.
go.
I just saw some.
I know that.
Somebody. You know what? Now that you say that, somebody I found it on TikTok where a lady, a news anchor, actually
I know what
said
you're talking about. Yeah,
she said something about Marvel, but my favorite Marvel was Superman. You know, and
Yeah.
the guy who put the TikTok video was like,
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
how about when we were watching Endgame? Was it Endgame? And all the women
"Oh yeah,
come out and
Yeah.
start, and I was like, Mario, where's Wonder Woman?
I know, right?"
And he looked at me like
Yeah. Yeah.
I was just joking.
Well, it's
No,
Batman.
you were not.
Batman's my first. Batman's my favorite.
So that is
So it's
DC.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you
But
he had a
Spider-Man's-
license plate that said "Got Ham."
But and Spider-Man is my favorite on the
That's
Marvel
what it
side.
said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
It's like
But see,
Why?
Him. I'm talking about him.
I
you know
remember
the story.
the cartoons. Did the cartoons not have them mixed?
No,
No.
No.
no,
When we were younger, Mario, did the
no.
No.
no. See,
No.
I'm
Are you
afraid
acting like
now.
you watched them?
How about
like I figure like I remember
No.
Spider-Man.
You didn't have a TV till 1999.
Spider-Man,
When we got married.
Superman, Batman.
These were all happening.
Wonder
but they
Woman.
weren't together.
Correct.
Anyway, so you said DC was yours.
Batman.
Right.
Batman was my
Right.
guy
First.
growing up. Yes.
Well, the follow-up question was for Marvel. Anyway,
Yeah.
favorite Spider-Man
Oh.
out of all the all the actors. What are there like
Oh,
four,
movie-wise?
3 or 4? Yeah. So we have Andrew McCarthy.
Nope.
No, Andrew. What's his name?
Garfield.
Andrew
Andrew Garfield.
Toby,
Andrew
He's like the
McCarthy.
third one, right?
Yeah, no,
He's
the
the second one.
So,
He's the
so
second
in
one.
order,
Tobey
Tobey
Maguire.
Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland.
Tom Holland.
That's it.
There's a lot of voices too, but
Are you gonna go around and ask everybody what their favorite
No.
Spider-Man
No,
was?
my special guest, Caitlin Clark. I mean Anthony Oropeza.
The first one.
Me too.
Which
Tobey
was-
Maguire.
Which was
I'm
the
gonna
first
tell you
one?
anyway.
Tobey Maguire.
Tobey
It's
Maguire.
It's the same thing with Batman. I mean, it was the first one on movie.
Yeah.
Like, well, I guess
Oh.
Batman had the
Oh,
movie,
Keaton?
but
Michael
Michael
Keaton.
Keaton.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So-
Even though Michael Keaton's like what 5.
Christian Bale did so
5'8".
good though.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. But I did.
You know what?
He is 100%.
But when
the best.
Batman came out at
I
that
don't-
time, everybody was just.
I
freaked,
like
you
his.
know?
I like his Bruce Wayne. I like his overall, but I just don't. I don't like the realism. That's my only issue with the Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Good story and fantastic story, but the realism kills me. That's the only thing.
Oh, okay.
We're not gonna go
Speaking
down
of
that-
realism,
that rabbit hole.
Did you watch The Penguin on Netflix?
No, not yet.
Dude,
Good.
right?
Yeah, it's really good.
It was really, really good.
They just won an award for it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
uh,
I saw that.
Oh,
What,
did they?
Golden Globes. maybe?
Yeah.
The actor.
And then I
Colin
even called
Farrell?
it. Remember,
Colin Farrell.
I
He's
said
a
Colin
good
Farrell's going to win it.
Yeah.
And he had some. I mean, there was some competition there with him, and
Really?
I was good to see
Is that the
he won
first
it.
time a comic book character story
No,
has
huh.
won a what was it global was it Golden Globe?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was right.
Heath Ledger won Best Actor. He won
Okay.
an
Oscar.
That was an Oscar, though.
Because of Joker?
Yeah.
Playing the Joker?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, rightfully so. I mean, I get the man that gig
killed him.
Yeah. Well.
Jeez.
So let's get back on the sports.
Yeah.
Since we
okay,
diverted
okay.
from
sorry.
sports.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
What's happening?
What I know of your sports paintings, you do some live ones as well.
Yes.
You still doing those? Or are they still
Right now, I've got 2 of them booked for this year.
okay?
I think March. Actually, 3. One high school, and then the other 2 are just organizations that are.
Do you like that? How do you feel the pressure of like people watching you that whole time? And
You know what? I don't mind that.
okay,
The pressure is more of the setup, making sure I'm there on time, making sure that the canvas is set, making sure I have everything in the box, paint wise. Because if one time I forgot like white for paint,
Shit.
and I had to call the kiddo and say, "Hey, I need a
The
favor."
most important.
right.
You left those section of the canvas blank so you could use it.
top 3 paints you need.
They taught us in school what colors to mix. You could have did that.
Not with
White?
No.
There's no anything they can make
No.
white.
You
no.
just make a lighter version of the color you're mixing.
The lightest pink. I don't know.
I think white is the
Well, you need white
combination
to
of
make
every
it
color.
pink.
Is white-
Even though it doesn't
You
do
still
that.
need white.
Even though it doesn't do that.
Is that a primary color?
no.
Have you guys ever colored? Anyway.
When was the last time you colored a color book?
I think I did it at the Walt Disney exhibition that they had over here at the Union Station.
They
Oh,
won this
really?
exhibition too? I didn't know
we-
that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They've had it there for
Not a real fan.
I was there for the Spider-Man
months.
one. I didn't know there was a
For
Disney
months.
Did you guys know
it might-
if
Who
You
gets to pick who you're painting?
Okay.
A good question.
good question, Jose.
Yeah.
That's a
getting
good
back on
question.
topic
Now we're
here,
taking it up a
guys.
level.
I
He
had
all-
that.
I mean, like,
I had
he's
that right
spitting
here.
facts over there.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, big time.
Me
Okay.
or the client.
So
So
you said it's like organizations. So is there? Is,
Oh, you're talking about the live painting stuff.
Yes,
Yeah,
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 Okay,
yeah.
so the
yeah.
so the organizations pick, but they have a handful to pick from.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
And so what determines that is if they actually are like have been popular in the past. So you have some that have sold, for that go to auction for a lower price, and then you have some that have gone to auction that consistently,
Overperform.
Grows
big time,
and grows.
big time in the 3,500 to 500 and 5,700. So it just depends. Plus, it also a lot of variables involved. You're talking number of people in the area or in the venue, the amount of alcohol, the music. A lot of
Yeah.
it does play a factor, and then also the love of the athlete. So I think it was November. I did a Bobby Witt for a local school, and it went for $5,000.
Nice.
Yeah, and so that helped the school out quite a bit. So yeah, and I'm glad. Plus, you never want to, at minimum, you want to make enough. 1,500 would have been great, knowing that the school got that. 800 would have been, maybe it was me, maybe it was the auctioneer, maybe it was the crowd.
Yeah.
So a lot of variables, but
The school.
maybe there were some people where, there was one school where there's a lot of older people there, and the guy, one of the head guys came in and said, it's going to be a tough sell, but I love it, and it did okay, but he goes, we have a lot of older people here who are fans but aren't looking for more stuff to put into their house or anything like that.
Yeah,
So a
you
lot of
think you can paint a Frank White or George Brett?
yeah, you get that a lot.
Right,
You get that a lot,
let's
yeah,
get some
yeah,
old school
yeah.
ones.
But Mahomes has been the number one guy, of course.
Yeah.
Even in live painting, Kelsey's second, and now Bobby Witt's starting to make some steps forward. So, which is
Now I
cool.
know there were some videos of Kelsey visiting your studio. Do you know if any of them own one?
Not directly from me. Mahomes has one of my first prints of my first painting of him, but none of them own. I don't think any of them own an original, which are probably more valuable than the prints, of course.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
But none of them. Albert Pujols' family has an original of him purchased by his wife.
Cool.
Or ex-wife or his wife then, but no, nothing I can recall, which is weird. I should be able to recall that.
Is that the type of thing that you would donate?
What's that? An original?
Yeah.
I used to when I first started, and with when you donate originals, you were always promised, we'll promote you, we'll do this,
Sure.
and it never really worked out. And so what I do now is I donate prints.
Okay.
So,
that makes sense.
Yeah. And it's worked out fine. The prints, it doesn't even matter. So they did an auction off for some of these prints at my buddy Sammy's place, Sparks, and I think they had a battle like for $70 a print or something like that. And some of them go to like 140, and you're talking like 11 by 17,
Yeah.
cardstock kind of print, which floors me. But I'm glad because it actually makes money for whatever the cause is. So,
Right.
and that was one of the things starting this business is like, you want to help give back. I can't give back with originals because they take too long on top of that. But I can give back with the prints. And so the prints have done pretty well with raising money for people, and the live paintings have helped. So I'm really glad.
Prince, you did mention earlier the print guy who you'd been sending the Amigo Man to. Have you been going to the same guy consistently for all these years?
For Amigo Man or for
Well, I guess
different
does
printers.
Different people?
Different
Okay.
printers, different quality of paper. Some of them, like even early on, I went to like FedEx, Kinko's,
I
Office
remember that.
Max, where I had a business account there, and they gave me a discount, and then that changed. So you just find a better value,
Sure.
good quality. So it just depends.
You're-
Going back to your live painting,
Yeah.
It takes you a while to do one of these paintings.
Yeah.
So do you prep it and do something before you actually take it to the live painting, and then how long does it take you to complete it? Or is it not complete by the end of the night?
It has to be complete.
It has to be
Yeah.
completed by the end of the night.
So it depends. So I ask for at least three hours minimum.
Okay.
So I'll show up and get things set up, and then I'll start, and 3 hours later. But I also time it for the auction. So I've been lucky enough where they put me like either the last item to be auctioned off, second to
Oh, okay.
last. So they kind of extend my time there. But I have an outline I show up with the pose that they selected. And so that's already done beforehand. So there's a lot of work done before I even show up.
So no painting. All painting is done on that night in 3 hours.
Yes. Now, if they have a 2-hour auction or 2-hour event, then I tell them I'm going to put like an hour and a half worth of work before I show up. And they're like, that's fine.
Oh,
You
okay.
know, we just want a good product. And it works out like that. So
Yeah.
As long as they're not the first person that walked through the door, they won't know when you started.
actually, they don't even care. They just, if it's cool, and then they're like, oh, and they know who it is if they're a fan. That's all that really matters. And to be honest with you, the most important part is the face.
Yeah.
If I can get the face really close, then everything else, they're not going to care if the color on the batting glove is a little off,
Right.
or you know
I
what I
would
mean.
imagine maybe the backgrounds don't always get finished.
Actually, sometimes there's no background.
None at all.
Oh,
Sometimes there's just a
solid
little
white. And,
yeah, or there's like a shade of just one color in behind a shape, like a rectangle or something like that. Yeah, I don't spend too much time on the background.
when was your first live painting, and how did that come about? I mean, like,
2019, and I didn't want to do it. It was not in the plan.
somebody came to you and said, "Hey, can you
yes.
do this?"
So my daughter's high school
Oh,
had been
okay.
had seen me on TV and had heard about the artwork, and so they asked me to come in and wanted to discuss about an auction item, a live painting auction item.
So it was not a new concept to them, but to you.
I guess
Was
they had
new.
I guess they had live painters in the past.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Okay.
And then they asked if I did it, and I said no, I don't. And then they said, well, we'd like for you to consider it and do it. And I said, no, thank you. And then they were like, well, we really think it'll work. And I said, I don't think it'll work because I've never done it. And you want me to paint 3 hours, and these paintings take, a month
I
and
know.
a half.
Right.
And they're like, no, we just want 3 hours worth of it. And I was just like, no, I really don't. And they're like, I said, this could ruin like my reputation. If this goes online and it's horrible, then we're done,
Yeah.
or I'm done. You guys still are
Yeah.
surviving.
Yeah,
I'm
you'll be
done.
fine.
This is my
Right,
part-time
right.
job. And they asked, and so, they helped, they worked with me with financial aid and stuff. So I said, okay, look, I'm going to do this one time. I'm not going to do this next year, but I don't know about
or the
this.
year after, or
Right.
the year after that.
And so I gave it one shot, and I got to pick the pose. And then
What was it?
It was Mahomes' hair. So he had no helmet.
Just his head?
Well, that was the name of the.
Oh, I know which one
Oh,
it was.
yeah, I know
And
which one
he,
too.
he
Yeah.
has the shoulder pads on, but he has no helmet on.
Yeah.
And it's actually that's taken from 2 photos. So I kind of put 2 photos together because you
Oh.
hardly ever see him with no helmet on, looking fresh. He's always looked because it's like he's taking his helmet off
Yeah.
3 or
Yeah.
4 times. This photo, he had a jersey on, a hoodie, and he was just warming up. And then I just kind of put the 2 together.
Yeah.
So I showed up, and then they set me up, and this is from Liège. And so they set me up in a nice space, not on the stage, because they wanted to put me on stage. And I was like, you're just going to see my backside. And, nobody wants to see that. And then I'll be in front of the painting. So they're not going to be like, they're not going to see the painting. They're going to see my
Yeah.
silhouette on stage. And it's like, just put me in the corner, give me some lights, and then a couple tables, and then let me give it a shot. And so
And some white paint.
I wore a blue long sleeve collared dress shirt, which I never did after that. And I was sweating profusely. It was bad. Fortunately, there were people there in the crowd that were my friends. And,
Yeah.
and so it
Go,
eased,
Anthony. Go,
it
Anthony.
eased the stress a little bit. And after 3 hours, it was time to get up there. Signed it, handed it up to him. It went,
I'm out.
It went, yes,
Yeah.
clean it up, try to get out of there as quick as possible. And it went for about 2,300.
And so you were you pleased with your final result?
Well, the thing is, I couldn't see it totally because there was still, it wasn't well lit.
Oh,
But from what it looked like, I was pleased enough.
okay.
Yes. And then it went so high because two guys in the front were battling. And you get that a lot. You get the competition gets high, and
yeah.
and so they were battling, and next thing you know, it went for 2,500, and we were done. I said, phew, I was sweating, I was done, not doing this ever again, forever. I'm done. And then the lady said, hey, I need you to come over. The head lady came over, one of the fundraising women said, come over here, and she said, this is the chair. He wants to talk to you about the artwork. I sat down with him. He said, look, I mean, he was not happy at that moment. He said, look, I just lost your painting to that guy on the other side of this table. How much would it cost for you to do me a painting just like that? And I was just like, boom, I just got my first commission, after this. And I said, well, here's the price. Might take me a couple months because it's going to be better than what this is. And then we will donate a percentage of what you pay to the school. And he said, I gave him the price, and the deal was done. And I think now he has 2 of my paintings from auction in his place of business.
Oh, okay.
So, and then I was done. No more. I was done. And then my brother sees it online, and I guess he saw that it
I think I remember
went
seeing
pretty
it too.
well. Yeah. He goes, hey man, how come you don't do this for my school? Because he's the coach at Ward. And I was like, I don't do this. I'm done. I said, I can't do this. It's very stressful. And he's like, oh, I'll take care of you. I'll pay for your food. I'll get you 2 seats at a table. And I was like, I'm not going to be sitting down. Why you get me 2 seats at a table? I give them to somebody else.
Yeah.
And so after a couple minutes of basically strong-arming me, I said, okay, look, this is it. Just this one
My
time.
last one.
And then he took care of everything. He bought everything and took care, made sure I had drinks. He was really good. And then that one sold immediately before it was even halfway done with the golden ticket. So if you guys done the golden ticket, 10 tickets, $100 each, throw in a bucket, and whoever wins gets to pick one of the live auction items before everything. And so the winner automatically said, I'll take the Mahomes. And so it was already sold half before I was even close to being done. So that took a lot of stress off. And then the auction that night, the auctioneers came in later and said, hey, would you do another one for the school? We'll live auction it off. And I was like, I can't do it tonight. He's like, no, you do it now, and then they'll come pick it up at the studio. And I said okay. And
Those
so
like 3 hours of work,
right,
equivalent.
Yeah, about 3-5 hours, whatever. Yeah, and so that thing went for I think 1,800. Yeah, 2,000, something like that. And so, and then I thought I was done. My brother's rolling up the wires at the end of the show, at the end of the auction, and I was talking to my brother and my sister there, and I was done. I was sweating. I was just like, oh, thank God this is over, right? And 3 ladies came up to the table, and I thought they wanted to talk to my brother for the DJing, and they were like, excuse me, you're the artist, right? And I was like, yes. And they were like, we love what you did. How much would it cost for you to come to our events? It was 3 different ladies. And I was like, here's my card. And then that's how it snowballed into something cool. And so I had like 5 gigs set up for the rest of the year. And then eventually later, COVID hit, which paused for a while. People bought a couple. They auctioned them off virtually. And then once COVID picked back up, then it's been steady since. So
So you like
I like it.
the live paintings?
I like it because it helps get the name out there. I like it because it actually raises more money than I thought it would, and it raises more money than I would be able to donate, out of my pocket.
Yeah.
So those are the 2 main things, and then also I really like meeting the people, like the organizers, and you just get to meet a whole lot of
Yeah,
people.
that's
so,
cool.
Yeah. So it's worked out. Was not in the business plan,
Right.
but it does take up more time than you think, because the time I could be working on commissions or doing something, I have to prep for this, these gigs. So, but overall, it's worth it. It's really cool, and I don't really get to see the good it does, what the money does for the organizations, but knowing that, you hope that the money goes to something good to help.
Knowing that you're helping.
Right. So,
the
how
homeless
many
kids.
have you done then? Would you say?
Total?
Yeah.
I probably do at least 8 a year.
8 a year. Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes, I'll go and do like sometimes I'll do like 7 in 2 months or not 7 in 2 months. So maybe 6 in a couple months. Then I'll have a lull for a month or two, and then it'll pick back up. So yeah, it's on average probably about 7 or 8 a year.
And that's all donated time from you and all of that, right?
But no, they pay
you
me.
get paid?
They
Oh,
pay
you
me a
do
bit.
get paid.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nothing close to what they make.
Yeah.
Right.
But
You are getting something then.
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't
Okay.
know about that until I think I met a DJ,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, "Hey man, I like
Your brother.
No, it wasn't my brother. It was somebody else. I was, man, I really love how you the music you play and all that. I was like, man, it's really cool that you donate.
I really love the way you rob people.
No, and he's like, I don't do this. I don't donate.
Oh, yeah.
This isn't for free. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
And so he's like, yeah, they pay something.
Yeah.
They don't pay my full
Yeah.
price. They pay something because it's time.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you can do that, I wish I was in a position where I could just do it,
Right.
or actually just do something at home and give it to them, and it would make
Yeah.
5,000. But I think the beauty of it is that people like to see it went from an outline to an original painting finished that looks really close to what the athlete looks like.
Yeah.
And then they get to take it home,
Right.
right? And so that's cool. On top of, since it's a charity or a fundraiser, it's a tax write-off. So there's a benefit for them with that as well. So there's a lot of wins in it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it's really cool. But again, nothing that was in the business plan
Right.
at all. It's just kind of weird how these things just sort of pop
Yeah.
up throughout
Yeah.
time.
So
Yeah.
if we ever do, if the Big Modcast, if we ever do a live event, would you paint for us?
It's possible. Yeah, you have to talk to my agent.
All right.
Alice Grace?
Yeah, no, she doesn't want anything to do with the business. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
All
some
right, thanks
cool
for
stuff.
having me. Thanks for having me.
That's some cool stuff. Yeah, we're out of time.
Yeah.
No.
No,
So,
but
yeah,
you
let's-
mentioned about the Bobby Witt up there. It was
Yeah.
3/4 of the way finished, and somebody bought it because it was actually going to be mine. I actually like the pose. I like the design. And then next thing you know, I got a call, and the guy goes, "I'll take it." And I was like, "You better ask your wife." He's like, "Nope, she's already proved it."
Nope, I got a
want
blank
it."
check right here.
He goes, "I want it," and I said, "Okay." And so that was it, and took it over to his house. He had his family over for the football game, and
Yeah.
it was really cool.
So how's the go ahead?
How do you make prints of a painting?
You get it photographed at high resolution.
Okay.
So
And you do that or they
No.
do that?
No, you
Oh.
find your photographer that
Oh, okay.
you like, and it does it professionally.
Oh, okay.
Not like somebody who speaks Spanish who didn't go to school for it, who doesn't know how. But you find an actual pro who can shoot it and has done. And if the resume's
Got no
good,
shade on it
that-
or anything? You know,
that
like,
they've no glare.
Like their shadow.
Right. And so do they do
even
that at your
glare it all,
house
so-
or
No,
you have to
studio.
take it to their studio
Yes.
where the
Yeah.
bright lights and whatever that they, okay.
Yeah, so
Why'd you only make 77 of them? Why 77?
because it's number 7,
Okay.
first run, 7.
Okay. You should just did 7.
Yeah, then that would have been like
Then I would have got one.
$300.
I would have got one because I got number
Right.
30.
I thought about it.
No.
Your lucha, we were there when you were doing your live painting.
Yes.
saw you
I have
the
video of me
Monarchs.
painting.
Yeah.
well.
Good. I hope it's
Well,
helped.
if that was a live painting, did you keep it to get it photographed after?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I went home, finished it, and then got it photographed.
Okay.
And we even met the wrestler,
that's a story.
the actual
That's the
wrestler.
story. So I pulled some reference off of off the internet.
Online. Yeah.
Yeah, and it happened to be him.
Because they came up and asked
His
me.
pose.
Yeah.
I used the mask is different because I
Right.
used the Monarchs color scheme, but the pose. It just happened to be that the guy, because they were wrestling at this event.
Okay.
What was the event called?
I don't remember what
It
it
was.
was.
Yeah, I know.
don't
It was a couple
remember.
years ago.
Yeah.
So, but the actual wrestler who I pulled the image down as my reference with that pose was there at the event to fight. And he shows up and he's pointing at himself and pointing at the painting. And I was like, "Oh, you like it?" And then he said something. And
Yeah, then I had
and
to
then he
ask
goes,
him.
Yeah.
I had to ask him, all right, well, dude, what's your question? What do you know? He goes, well, no, that's me. I go, nuh-uh. I said, hey, yo, this is the guy. This is him. And of course, AO's like, no, this is much bigger than what you are.
Yes. Yeah, the photo, he looked,
He looked huge,
Am I right?
yeah.
In the
And he
photo,
didn't
look like
He didn't look that big in person.
No, but the way they made the close up on the reference photo.
That made him swole, and then
Yes.
so yeah,
Maybe
that was pretty cool. Meeting the guy, and then all of the wrestlers were getting a kick out of it. Then some of them asked me, well, what, can he do one of me? And I was like,
And then I gave him my price, and they're like, "Okay, thank you."
yeah, I know, right? How much you want for it? Oh,
You get that a lot.
That's okay.
You get that a lot. But people don't understand these things take time and a couple months
Yeah.
to do, and they want it for $200, and they're not for. Early on, I think I started my first one was $400, and 2 months of work. $400, average that out.
Yeah.
That's not too much money per hour. So
Yeah.
So now it's a different story, but
dang.
yeah.
So
Well, we have several. I feel like already. I know.
Yeah.
There's 1, 2,
Yeah, you left
3.
Yeah,
those.
some I left, and then they
Four.
made it up on the walls, so they look good.
Yeah.
I'll
I had
take
to
it.
put 'em up.
No, I'll take it. I'll take it. Thank you. They look good.
But thanks. Speaking of hours, let's move into this next segment, right? So the last 5 minutes of our last episode, I don't know if you watched, right? We discussed, Jose and I, we just started discussing musicals.
Okay.
So then we got into, Jose was like, well, you need to watch Hamilton. Have you watched Hamilton? You
Yes.
seen it? So we just saw it.
TV and live.
So
You
we
saw
Oh,
it live?
nice. Okay.
Yes.
we made a trade.
But it's been a while.
I'd
Yes.
never seen Grease, and they love Grease.
The movie?
The
Yeah.
movie.
Who raised you?
I had
I
no
see.
I
need.
bet he has
Right.
not seen it.
I had no need in my life to ever watch that movie, but I watched it
Well,
in trade for him to watch Hamilton.
Okay. I'm surprised you haven't, because I would see you. I think you would like Hamilton more because of its rap
Yeah.
versus you.
See, but that's the thing. Okay, let's talk.
Okay, so now we're
Hamilton-
going to break down of
Yeah,
what he
so
thought. and-
Hamilton, okay, it was rap, but was it rap? They were just talking in rhyme, really. It didn't, to me, it didn't
What is
have,
rap to you then? If
it
it's
didn't
not
have the
talking in
hip-hop.
rhyme? It did have hip hop in it.
Yeah,
It-
I know it did,
Yeah.
but, hip hop is,
No, it didn't have 1980s, 1990s
Yeah, see,
hip
that's-
hop. No.
and
But
then, of
it-
course, Jose's like, yo, man, and then when they do, what was it, the 10,
the 10 dual commandments with
10 dual-
Biggie's 10 crack commandments.
and Biggie's is dope, but then when I heard their version, I was like, okay, sound nothing like it. Doom, 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 doom. That's what I was expecting, the music, but I get what the way they did it, the way it was all.
I was just glad that there was subtitles.
I know,
I
yeah.
read the whole time because for me, I can't hear the lyrics. I can't hear the words.
Oh, okay. No, I
Okay,
heard the
again,
lyrics.
these are the people driving that's safer to drive.
Oh, my goodness.
Safer.
No, I had going in. Alice Grace, my daughter, she knew all the words.
No,
She
so it's like a
yes.
sing along thing. It's like
Yeah,
She
you
was-
can get that.
She was rapping.
Listen to the album
words.
on
Really?
Spotify.
which
and then history, and I'm not a history
right.
buff,
So
so
which helped her, know history
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they were spitting out historical facts.
right.
And so she would sing these or rap these,
Mm-hmm.
and when I first heard it, I was like, "Whoa, where's that coming from?" And she's like, "Dad, Hamilton." I said, "What?" And so so then I'm hitting some of those lines when she's listening to them,
Yeah.
and so then I was like, "Okay, this kid she's really into this." And I was really cool. It was really cool because she likes the rap, and then she's into the historic aspect.
Yeah.
So I said, "Okay, we'll figure out how to get you some tickets if and when they come to town."
So it was here in town. Where was it? Midland.
The music
The
hall.
music. Yeah.
Music hall.
And this was
What- and
so
what-
long
Yeah,
ago.
it's
I know.
So
See,
long.
and I didn't realize.
And they were not
I
cheap.
didn't realize
I
that
bet. Yeah.
Yeah.
it was 2015
so
when that came out. That's
Right.
there's a little bit of backstory.
Okay.
Alexander Hamilton is a portion Puerto Rican, which kind of got erased from history books, which is why Lin-Manuel Miranda
Said that.
took it upon, like, he loved the story. That's why he made art from it, because he's Puerto Rican as well. I hope I'm getting the island right. I think it's Puerto Rican. But
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was.
Alexander Hamilton, he's always like, those people, you just assume that they're white because that's what it was at that point. But because he had that heritage, that's why he kind of took on the story and built from it. And he's a hip hop fan. He's a hip hop, or just even that type of rhyme type of person, which is why he tried to incorporate that into telling a story that not a lot of people have heard. I mean, you hear about George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, things like that, but not really Alexander Hamilton, which is why all of that even came about. So it's a unusual take on an unusual story because somebody connected with it. You know what I mean? That's why you don't see other musical rap.
Yeah.
And I was very impressed with him
I
and
loved it.
what he accomplished. And I was like, yes.
And he performed, I guess, a segment of it at the White House for Obama.
Oh,
Did it really?
And, yeah, rap
Did
and
not know.
everything. Right.
So-
It must be nice to have Washington on your side.
I guess.
Jeez. But yeah, no, I mean, and it took him, I don't know how many years to actually do it. I mean, this was,
I'm
it
impressed.
was a
I was,
marathon to get all these actors to buy in
And
into this new concept.
The only actor that I recognized was, and I can't remember who he played, but the guy that was in Transformers.
Oh, yeah.
Mark Wahlberg?
I know.
I'd have to see my.
Oh, man.
The other
yeah.
Latino.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it.
Who shot him?
He ended up being his kid at one point.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. The younger guy with the ponytail.
Yes.
Yeah, light skin.
Yeah.
I don't know his name, but
Yeah. So
I
he's
get you.
been so.
Yep.
Is that what made him pretty famous? Because, like I said, that was 2015, and
Hamilton
I didn't start
made-
seeing this.
Hamilton made a ton of people
I don't think so. no.
Yeah.
famous.
He'd been like a
And
teenage actor though for a while. I think he.
We have a question from the floor.
Yes, go ahead.
What's that?
Just stretching.
Oh, okay.
No, I think he'd done some teenage acting prior.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
what I would say though is it's not just acting. It's a musical. You're
Yeah.
performing. You're singing on
Dancing,
top of
everything.
And he
acting on
he
stage.
also
you know
did
what I mean?
another
Yes.
musical. Yeah, I know we suck. We
Something
can't-
Nights.
Harlem Nights?
Something. It was.
Disco
I
Nights.
know who you're talking about though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, it was good to see him
So overall impression?
though. How many popcorns?
Yeah. How many popcorn bags? Out of 5?
Out of 5, I'd give it 7. Yeah,
Okay.
it was good. It was good. I admit it, but like Sandy said, it was hard to follow, and luckily we had the subtitles and we were able to. And I'm not gonna lie though, there was sometimes
Yes.
Yo,
Yes.
wow,
That's
shit,
the
what-
truth.
yeah,
Really?
That's the
yeah,
truth.
kind of knocked me, kind of like in the slow parts or the you know the.
Yeah.
But no, other than that, yeah, it took us 4 nights to watch it.
Wow.
3,
It did.
the snowed in.
Speaking of lulls in the story,
Oh, here we go.
Yeah,
Grease.
did you like Grease? What did you? Okay, tell me about Grease. What did you think?
waste of time.
So did you see the movie or a musical?
No,
The movie. I watched the
it's a
movie.
musical. The movie is. A
Well,
musical.
yeah, but I'm talking like live on stage or something like that.
Oh, yeah,
because-
no.
We did that once,
So
didn't we?
I got some thoughts and some questions
Okay.
that I need you guys as fans to
All right.
All right,
to
yeah.
Would you say you're a
Help
fan of
me
Grease as
understand.
well?
Anybody
I
53
hate
and older?
to say it.
Yeah.
but
Why?
So there's a lot of
JT
people
is
that put it as
embarrassed.
like one of
Olivia
their
Newton-John?
favorite movies. There's a lot of people that put it as one of their favorite
Yes.
movies.
No, it's not one of my favorite.
Me-
But I knew all the words to the song.
Who doesn't?
As 32-year-old, I could have gone my whole life without watching this movie.
All right. Well, I appreciate you trying.
I gave it an attempt.
I'm upset
and
with mom and dad that they didn't show it, especially mom.
my mom
'cause-
or my wife loved it. She knows all the songs. Her and her family, they're familiar.
Yeah.
First thing I'm gonna say.
So did she watch it with you?
Yeah.
Again? Okay. Was she singing along?
None of them look like teenagers. I joked
yeah,
about
you-
that.
Right.
I didn't
None of them
even
look.
realize that.
They all have like, you can see they just shaved their full beards. All of them except
Well,
one guy.
High def now you can. Back then in those TVs and
But
movie
no,
theaters.
they were
When I
playing
first saw
high
it-
school students.
When I first saw it, I thought they were college kids. So that's where I messed up.
I see.
And then
It was 1978.
let me throw this on top of that.
All right.
I feel like they had to make all of the teachers and administration so much older
yeah.
to
Right.
compensate for their actors being 30 years old.
Okay.
They
Playing
did. Yeah.
17
The coach and the
all of that. They were
principal.
so fucking old. Like, but like, she's a teacher. Teachers aren't just 60-year-olds. Like,
right. Yeah.
it was a weird dynamic. But again, they had to compensate for their.
I think it was
actors
like
being
that in the
super fucking
70s
old.
because when I was at Emerson in elementary, we had an old principal. She was
Okay,
like
but there's
40.
the other problem. This movie's supposed to be set in 1958.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But in '78, it doesn't seem like it's that far away.
It was just 20 years before.
Yeah. Now in 2025, 2024, that's a long time. Yeah, and it's
All right,
it's a
we'll
whole
keep
different
moving
ball.
and we'll check
Okay,
back
stop
on
Keep
it.
moving.
Let's go with the
Did you
questions.
have a
So
question?
they start singing Summer Lovin'.
Right.
Summer loving.
Had me a blast.
And who's the main actor?
Johnny T.
John Travolta.
Yes. That's
At
the
one
man.
point, he says, "We were making out," and he starts
Under
doing a
the
humping
dock.
motion.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because he's talking to his buddies.
He's with the guys.
He's with the guys. You know, he's just doing.
In
because,
what world does humping mean making out?
Exactly. Yeah. It was just because he was hanging out with his boys.
Babe, the times are different. That was a thing.
He was also lying.
It was
to them.
1958.
Yeah,
You don't
and
know
exactly.
that was a thing.
And just like
you don't know that was a thing. It was
But no-
1958.
But like just Christian said, he was lying to his friends because Olivia Newton or Sandy didn't want no part of anything like that. She was just
It was all lies.
yeah.
she's
So you know, just like
Anyway, he's just talking about the humping and where in the world
I'm
did that
saying
come from?
humping
Pervert.
and making out they're not the same action.
no, you're right. You're right. They're not.
Then there was a pep
not in
rally
your
that
world.
happened.
Not in your world.
Then there was a pep rally that
You went to
happened. You
Pittsburgh.
guys
Okay.
remember the pep rally?
Yes. When they met up.
Pretty normal, right?
Yeah.
Except for the opposite team's mascot hanging from a noose and on fire. And that's
what year
they
was
were
this?
cheering.
What year was this? Okay.
Any year that's pretty fucked
know,
up.
It is, but that's what they were able to get away with back then.
Some would steal the mascot.
Yeah.
Like if they had an actual animal,
Yeah.
they would steal.
What was the mascot anyway? Who it was? Rydell High. What
The
was
horse?
What was
don't know.
Rydell High's mascot?
I don't know. I haven't seen that movie in a while too.
The weird girl.
Which one?
The
Sandy?
one that does the fucking brushing.
Oh, yes.
The brush up, brush
beautician?
Oh.
That one.
What the fuck?
There was kids like that.
She was trying so hard to be the weird character.
You never had a weird friend?
Come on.
Did everybody have a weird friend? 'Cause
Yes!
They're
You ever
trying
had
to
a
make
weird-
it seem like that was a
weird
normal
friend?
occurrence
Yes.
that this
Weird
person's so
brother.
weird. But it's okay. Everyone just looks past it. She's fine.
What the fuck? You look okay. So remember when you gave me the hard time about talking about Grande? What's her name? I said Ariana Grande. I said she looked too skinny. What if she was?
She's playing a character. It doesn't count.
Wait. Well, yes. The both of them played. Yes.
No. She's saying lines. She's playing a character in a wardrobe. She's playing the character of this weird person, and she's trying so much harder to be so much weirder than everyone around her,
Yeah,
but still
that was
wear
a
a
thing.
pink jacket.
That was the thing.
Oh my!
She
God.
was a pink lady.
And then, how old are they supposed to be?
High school.
They're high school. They're seniors. They're all seniors.
16 to
18?
18. Well, they were seniors, so 18.
18.
John Travolta still looks like he's in his 20s.
See?
All right, we're going to pause on that, though. Let's say they're 17, 18 years old.
No, let's just say 18. 19, they had to stay a year back. I help it out.
Sure. But then you got one who's dating a Marine that's off at war.
Yeah. Ooh.
So you're telling me that relationship started
You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
once they
Back
were
then.
Okay. Now, okay.
Back in the day,
There's
yeah.
something
Oh,
I hope.
okay. We
I-
get more
okay,
because
'cause
then we also have the fucking TV host
Yes.
hitting on a high school student.
That was a part.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that
that's
was
right.
for real. That was like I was like, holy shit, this guy's got to be
And then we got the
20,
weird receptionist.
30 something years old, and he's hitting on Marty.
They do their little dance.
She was pretty.
And the receptionist
She was
lady.
hot.
I put Marty as the hottest one in there. But then the receptionist lady that's kind of weird and doing extra stuff.
That's hilarious.
She walks down
She
with the
is
guy and
hilarious.
she's like feeling all over him.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what the fuck are we promoting here, guys?
It's a
1978.
comedy.
This was a long time
It's a
ago,
com-
yes.
Okay, but you're
Have you ever
putting
seen
it as one
Blades?
of the one of
Blazing
the best
Saddles?
movies ever, guys.
Was it?
you're putting it as one of the best movies ever. You
Not
gotta
just
hold it
us,
up to
but a
the
lot of
microscope.
people. You said a lot of
Very
people put it
good.
up
Hold
there
it
as
up
number
to
one.
the
You need to
microscope.
look it up. You need
All
to
right,
look it up.
then they're having a girls' time, and
This guy's got a lot of complaints. about
Rizzo's
this
like,
movie.
Rizzo's gonna get out of there because she's gonna go hang out with the guys, right?
Because we wasted his time. He's pretty pissed off
She
about it.
hops in the car because John Travolta got out,
And then?
and then all the guys are in there with her, and she needs them to get
She's
going,
in love with
right?
Kaneki. She's in love with Kaneki.
So she looks at them and she says, "What is this, a gangbang, guys? Get to stepping." Were we using the word gangbang that frivolously in 1978?
I don't know, but if they used it in that movie, I mean, they're referencing.
It was a thing.
Yeah,
It was a thing, Zane.
I don't know.
You know, you have a kid, and all of a sudden, you're protective of the language in movies.
Guys.
Every movie doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is one of your favorite movies
it
ever.
was
Okay, hold on,
because
hold
you're
on.
skipping all
No,
of
no,
the
no,
songs.
no, no. Don't say
Time.
was.
All
Don't
of
say
the
was.
songs
Is.
that were
it's
in
current
it.
tense. Current
It's still.
Then the other one.
Let's keep coming.
So
Yeah, it's
the
keep going.
crown, the queen of this, Sandra Dee.
That's me.
What I got out of this is that the girl that is the prize had to be imported.
Because she was from Australia.
Because everybody else wasn't her. She had to come from Australia to be the prize. Is that
Well,
not
yeah,
fucked up?
because the guys have already.
So then that would never be you, is what I'm saying. Is she had to be a foreigner that got imported, and she was way better than everyone else?
the new kid on the block. I
That's
mean,
it.
it's
Yeah.
just gonna be
Yeah.
the new. It just.
No,
Hit it with
it
the
wasn't.
new.
Hey, this is
I
a
would
new
know.
student. This is a new student from Australia who also barely had an accent. Like there were times she was talking and she had no accent at all.
Right. But she's still alive?
I don't think so.
Oh, shit. That's right, too. Oh, that's right.
You
She
can
did
wake Chris
pass.
up.
She
see if
did pass,
She
yeah.
did right. Yes.
Yeah.
And then-
R.I.P. Making fun of her while she's passed away.
I'm
That's
not-
so wrong.
that's not what
so
I'm
wrong.
doing.
No,
So-
not you.
I
Okay.
got two final points. One, I
Right.
said Marty was the hottest one.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why all of this was going on. And then
Okay, get it,
two,
Bill.
what's his name? He had his 25-cent insurance policy.
25.
Oh yes.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Was that supposed to be a lot? Was that supposed to be a little?
In 1958?
That's how much I think they cost.
Yeah.
But
Come on, people were eating hamburgers for a nickel.
in inflation, that's $1.26. Like that's not a lot, that's what I'm saying. Is he made a reference like, oh, here's my 25-cent insurance policy? Was that a lot of money when he's saying that, or is that a little bit of money?
But did he sound like a smartass when he said it? I don't remember. Was he being a smart?
He was trying to get laid,
Yeah.
Okay.
so you kind of just say whatever.
Don't
I
recall
guess.
that part.
They're in the back of the car, him and Rizzo,
Oh,
trying to bang.
him.
Yeah.
That was Kaneki?
I don't remember.
That's-
his
that's
name.
how-
Conway. Jeff Conway?
That's how she became a girl in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I think it broke.
It broke
Yeah.
before. He said, "Oh, I bought this when I was 8," or some stupid
Yeah,
shit
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. That's right. Yeah.
But again, was 25 cents supposed to be like this cheap
No, I think that
little
was the
thing
going.
I
I think
got,
that
or
was
is
the
that-
going price. I think, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I paid so much
I don't
for
know.
this condom. We better use it. Like, wait,
My dad had 4 kids. I don't think he invested in that kind of insurance policy. So.
But yeah, that's only $1.26 in today's inflation. I put it in a calculator.
you?
It's
Oh
not
my
that
gosh.
much money. What are we? Oh my god!
What did your wife say about these questions? Did you
You cross them by her
She
first?
kept saying, "I don't know. I don't know."
Who edits this?
I
Who
don't
edits
know.
this show?
And the last bit.
the last
It was supposed to be 1958,
Yes.
but when they're on the American Bandstand, National Bandstand,
American Medicine.
No, it wasn't American one. It was some
it was supposed to be
bandstand.
National.
It was
I
supposed
think
to be
just
like it because they didn't
yeah.
use. Yeah, they didn't use the name.
all of a sudden you could hear audio through these cameras from 1958 that definitely didn't have microphones on them. The people at the hairdressers were listening to these kids talk through a TV where these cameras did not have fucking microphones.
How do you
on
know
them.
that? Did you research that?
You know he did.
You did you?
It's
know.
1958.
So
But
we
did
could
you
bring it
research
up.
that?
Yes, they're
So we
all
could bring it up.
wired microphones at this point. The person hosting can, but
Oh, this
"Ah,
is-
you can hear the kids.
Oh, this is such bullshit. I'm googling this shit.
I got the history of
gotta get into it.
gangbang. I can tell you when it started getting used.
When
Man.
did that term start getting used?
1929. Was the first time it was ever
Damn.
used.
Okay, so then why couldn't it come out in 1958?
I was surprised.
Oh,
I thought it was something that maybe got popular in like the late 80s and then the internet made it get big. But
Oh.
no, apparently they've been talking about gangbangs since the 20s. So
Okay.
oh,
here we are.
So
guys.
this isn't a kid show.
No, not at
Not
all.
like
What, the
Comic-Con.
movie or this show?
Neither. Neither.
Okay. All right. I appreciate that, Zay.
So Zay, would you watch it
I'm
again?
not.
Actually, one more.
Oh, God damn!
There's no time, no point in time in my life that I've been working on a car that I'm like, I should start dancing. Like, what the fuck? Never in
This
my
car
life.
is systematic. Hydromatic. What is Grease Lightning?
Well, which one was your favorite song?
Yeah, did you like? Is there something?
I mean, they were fine, but like, that's another just.
You know what? You've
Who's-
never been stranded at the drive-in.
Who's he supposed to be
branded
Feeling-
modeled after?
Yeah, like a fool. Yeah.
Who is he supposed to be modeled after?
I don't know. That's a good. question.
I wouldn't say.
This
because
is all
you-
fiction, though,
What's-
right?
who's-
It's
who's-
not.
But
Yeah, it's
if
all
I were to
fiction.
guess,
It's a
I would
story.
say
It's
it's
all-
probably Elvis.
Okay,
Something Elvis-like. He's the
What was
dances,
it?
the type of singing.
Oh, maybe the dancing. Yeah, but Frankie Valley was
Dean. What's his
Dean
name?
Martin?
Dean. No.
No, but Frank,
James Dean. Wasn't
Maybe.
James Dean like?
Yeah,
'Cause I think they used
could
his
see
picture
I could
with-
see that. Yes.
Yeah, a little bit of James Dean and a little bit of Elvis.
The music was just so non-representative of 1978, let alone 2025.
What's a timepiece? And
Yeah.
you got Frankie Valley, who was like, he was one of the best singers back in the 50s and 60s.
Have you seen what they've been doing to him lately?
He's still alive?
Who's
You would, yeah, you would
believe it or
think.
not, he's talking about some. I don't know. I don't know
Yeah,
what they're doing
that
to
poor
him.
guy.
Who's
They're-
they?
I don't know, whoever, people that want to make money. So we're talking about the lead singer of the Four Seasons, Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons, and he did that song Grease, which was actually written by the Bee Gees.
He did.
Fun fact.
He sang 3 or 4 songs. He's actually the one singing with the clouds or something
Yeah.
like that.
No.
That's not
Beauty,
him?
Beauty School Dropout
No,
or
no, no,
something
no,
like
no,
that.
no. That's Frankie Avalon.
Oh.
Okay.
Then who?
Yeah, Frankie Valli is the one that did Grease.
But he's not in the.
No, he's not in the
just
movie.
sings
So
it.
if you love these
just-
songs, what other 1950s music do you listen to?
Well, there's 50s. I mean, I not off the top
name
of my
one
head.
single song.
Out of the 50s?
Runaway was that, or is that 60s? Runaway.
No, I
by-
think that's
was that
50s.
Dion?
You're talking on.
I'm talking the
on
music.
Run
Blueberry,
around.
So now you're
Run
saying-
around
I'm talking
Sue.
the music was out of
yeah.
place.
on Blueberry Hill, Fats Dominoes.
There we go. Yeah,
You're
there's-
talking
it's-
Chuck Berry.
Have you ever listened to the music? Zay,
You're
all the
talking-
rap music you listen to, they use all of that
You're
stuff
talking
from now.
Duke
back
of
then
Earl.
now.
The Duke of Earl.
All that stuff from back then. So they used Grease Lightning.
Anything with the platters.
No, that was all
Okay.
original.
I understand, but what I'm saying is it's supposed to be representative of the time, which
Yeah.
is like 1958. I'm saying it's so misplaced from when it came out to even now in 2025. Like I
don't
get
know,
at the
I don't know. I
time
don't
you
think
had
so.
it.
I think it was right on. For what it was. It was a comedy. It was kind of a rom-com musical.
Yeah.
So and that music and style was for that time, I guess.
But it's
They
20
added-
years later. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but they do pictures right now of
Yeah.
gladiators.
Yeah.
You know, and that's
But they're not trying to recreate
How do you know?
gladiator music.
I don't know what. Oh yeah, maybe
They're not trying to
Gladiator
make
musical?
experiences from it, is what I'm saying. Is when you're recreating music of that timepiece, none of it's original. Nobody in 1958 was listening to Summer Lovin', is what I'm trying to say.
no, but they were listening to
No.
that style of music with the doo-wops and so they created their
The
own
Shirelles.
So what I'm
Those-
saying is in
the
2025,
Supremes.
Right.
I don't think any of that is anything that would ever come across my ear, let alone, like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was ass.
Yeah, you're just taking
It
Interesting.
was ass.
You're just taking it to another level. Is what you're doing, sir.
Yeah.
You
Anyway,
told me to watch
speaking
the
of,
movie.
Yeah, you're right. Speaking of another level, who we got in the NFL playoffs? Go ahead.
Chiefs?
Very quickly, I do have
Another question about Greece.
Yeah.
No. I got to get going, but I do have a quote from our resident Bengals fan.
Oh,
Tell me what happened with the Bengals.
okay. So are you aware what's going on with the Bengals? What the city of Cincinnati? What's going on there?
Is the head coach
they're
involved?
doing no. They want people to sign this petition that they're saying that the Kansas City Chiefs
Right.
purposely
Threw it.
lost the game, of course, to hit the Bengals in the nuts, saying
So the Bengals will be out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Sure.
so they let Denver win.
Okay.
So they're supposedly doing some petition. If they can get so many votes in, somehow maybe they can tell the Broncos, "Sorry guys, but the Chiefs did this, so the Bengals are in."
It won't
That's
happen.
not going to happen.
It won't
No,
happen.
of course not.
Yeah, it's just it was what they're
Because
saying.
I don't think any of those Chiefs players or
But just
any NFL player
just,
who has the opportunity to get on the field is going to throw it.
Just
Right.
I really don't think
Oh.
so.
right. I mean, you could just hands out say that they got beat.
You know
Right,
people
the
you'd have to
second string,
organize to throw
the
a
third
game?
screen, third screen.
String.
They just got
Yeah.
their ass kicked, right? But of course, everybody's like, "Oh, well, you know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
whatever." It is. They're all professionals. They're all getting paid, and
I don't think you want to be embarrassed.
that bad,
I'm
right?
not- yeah, even though I'm getting a check, I don't want to go out there and get embarrassed. If
okay,
you're going to embarrass me,
So
let me play 100%, embarrass me that way.
right,
I got
And, like,
embarrassed because
I-
I made a bet for Carson Wentz to throw 200 yards.
You know, and I thought he was. I thought he
Oh
was
my lord, did I
Yeah.
lose that bet?
Yeah.
yeah, he didn't play well at all.
No.
And they benched him, or was that
I feel
part
like
of
the
the?
last quarter they did.
Yeah,
I mean, get some reps.
yeah. Anyway,
But he didn't have the number one squad out there playing, so
but see, here's the thing though. He had his squad playing
still
against the Chiefs defense, a good defense. He had his, guys playing. So, you know what I'm saying? He had his back, he had his
Smith-Schuster,
targets.
He had a
he had some of the number one guys out there, but still,
yeah.
as the
Smith-Schuster
practice
is number
squad,
4 or 5.
well, yeah, but you still have your practice squad guys that you're used to throwing the ball to.
There should have been rhythm.
should have been,
Should have been some rhythm.
yeah.
So I asked
Anyway,
her,
what did
we had a family member who's a diehard Bengals fan.
Yeah.
He's stuck
Really?
with them for
Wow.
ever since we knew him. So probably 10 years now.
Yeah, since we've known him, yeah.
Is he
I
10
said-
years old? How did you just know him? I mean, how did you know him just 10 years ago? Is
Well,
he like-
because he married.
No. I'm just saying 10 years, but he married into the family.
oh, okay.
10, 15
you
years
meant
ago,
like a
maybe?
Yeah.
15?
cousin or something.
Damn, 15 years ago. It's been
Probably
that long?
something like that, almost.
Jeez.
But I asked him, I said, give me a quick quote that I can read. How do you feel about the Chiefs kicking the Bengals out of the playoffs?
What did he say?
He said, I mean, it's not kicking out. The Bengals defense picked it up late in the season. The expectation is for the defense to play how they did the last 4 games throughout the whole season, if not better.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Like, yeah.
Just got to do better.
Yeah, the Bengals, they were. I mean, the Chiefs beat them anyway this season, right? They played them and they beat them, so,
Oh, but
Travis Kelsey,
everything's not weighed against how the Chiefs did.
right, I know.
That's a whole city trying to go to the
Travis
playoffs.
Kelsey's like, I don't care what they're saying over there. He goes, they should have won more games,
Sure. Yeah.
And then Travis said, we like playing the best of the best, and if they would have been in the playoffs, it would have been interesting.
Okay, the Chiefs might not be the best of the best.
No, well, I mean, come on, but they're 15-1 or
They got a pretty good
18-1.
chance.
Yeah, they got.
Well, last year, and I think the year before, they didn't look like they were going to be really great the first half of the year. And then
I know,
they
right? Because
kicked
last
it
year they
in.
lost 6 or 7 games.
I think at least
Yeah.
4 to 6. Yeah, yeah. But the thing is also the last couple games, excluding the Denver one, they looked good.
Yeah,
The Chiefs looked like they were coming together a little better
If
than
they put it together, I think they
A
were
little
trying
bit.
to find. They were trying to find a rhythm for Kelsey for a bit.
yeah.
And he was struggling, maybe a couple passes, and
Yeah.
then he started doing a lot of blocking and just waiting for the opportunity to open up. He started getting a little bit better. They stopped putting the ball in Worthy's hands.
Yeah,
Oh my lord!
And the line's got to be a little stronger, a little tighter.
They stopped false starting.
The
Oh yeah, that was bad the first half of the year too.
who's the left tackle? Who's
And you talking about
Humphreys?
No, he's the center.
He's the center.
No.
Yeah, Creed Humphrey is the center, isn't he?
Oh,
You're talking number 74 or
I don't know.
yeah.
The guy on the right side is the one that kept false starting.
blind
The guy
side,
on the
yeah.
left side, I think he got hurt and got replaced, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Something like that.
So anyway, all right, Zay. Before you leave, I mean, we're getting ready to end this. We'll end it short. The Vikings versus the Rams. Who you guys got?
Vikings.
We're talking the NFC. Vikings versus the Rams.
The Rams are always just low key
The Vikings.
ready.
Vikings
I
are
know.
pretty strong.
Yeah.
Cooper
I
Kupp.
think didn't I predict last year's? I think I won most of those picks.
You
Yeah.
might
last year.
have. You might have.
Like
yeah.
I think I picked Super Bowl
Did
The
you-
teams for the Super Bowl. I
team for
think
the
so,
Super
yeah.
Bowl.
who did the Chiefs play? I don't even remember.
San
Oh,
Fran.
San Francisco.
San Fran.
You know what? The Cowboys had a better record than San Fran this year. I'm proud to say. Yeah.
You know the Jets had a better record than the Patriots.
Did they really?
I think so. Yes.
Well, they beat the Patriots in the last game of the season. I believe.
Yeah, but that just floors me. I don't think I've
Yeah.
remembered that ever.
How about the Commanders versus the Bucks? Who we got?
Jane Daniels is looking hot right now.
Yeah, he is. But
People like to
But
pump
you
up
know
Baker
what?
Mayfield, but I'm
Baker-
still a Baker Mayfield hater.
oh yeah, that's right. You're
Okay.
a hater. So I think the Bucks will win that one.
I think so too.
Packers Eagles.
I think the Eagles got it. The Eagles
Pack-
haven't been solid. Like they've been trying to work through their own growing
Packers.
pains, but
I'll go
Do you
with
think Packers will upset the Eagles? Because the Eagles are the
If
number 2
if,
seed.
if
I
their
don't have-
QB can get on a roll,
that's just like Jordan Love. He's got to
If
have a
Love can-
good game,
Yes.
and he could probably do it. But if he doesn't, if he's off at
Yeah,
all,
yeah,
then
I think Green Bay
it's gonna
just
be
lost
tough.
one of their top receivers. I think.
well, then I switch.
And then of course you got the Lions that are the number 1 seed. They're for real, dude.
Who are they playing?
They got the bye.
right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then they play the win of the Vikings Rams. Okay, in the AFC we got the Chargers versus the Texans.
I think it's Chargers.
Yeah.
Really, you think so?
Unfortunately, I don't think CJ Stroud is consistent.
If he plays like he did
And-
the last few weeks,
Yeah.
I am an Ohio State Buckeyes fan, and
Chargers. I think.
Bosa on that D line is always a problem.
yep. Steelers, Ravens.
Probably Ravens.
Ravens.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steelers have been not playing that well. Then you got the Bills and the Broncos.
Bills.
Bills all. Hey, yeah, the
Allen-
Broncos don't.
Allen is just
they're
he's
just kind of
really
there.
good. I hate to
And
say it.
the
but he
Chiefs.
is-
The Chiefs will play the winner of the Chargers and the Texans. So,
Yep.
crazy fact. Long shot, but if the Chargers and the Rams were somehow to play in their NFC championship games, their conference championship games,
Same stadium.
they would be in the same stadium. They would have to figure some shit out quick.
Mm.
They would probably make that stadium look generic. Don't paint in the end zones or nothing in the middle. That'd be interesting.
We'll see. We'll see.
That'd be awesome. But
Yeah.
that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
Yep.
That ain't gonna happen.
Summer love and
Have me a blast. All right, you know what? We'll end it here.
Well, I did see that Raiders let go of their
Thanks.
The head coach.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pierce.
Paul.
Antonio Pierce.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yep. Antonio Pierce. Yeah. You remember when he played? I think he played with the Giants.
Oh, I don't. You know what? Vaguely.
I don't know.
Vaguely.
Yeah. And that
Yeah.
we may lose our defensive coordinator.
I think it's all talk. I think there's a lot of talk
I think
right
it's.
now.
now.
You know what? That guy. I think he's ready though. He's been ready for a. But he likes the system. He likes what he's doing here.
I know. So
Why get away
Likes
from it?
winning.
I feel,
But a lot of
yeah,
coaches
I would
do
be
that.
like wanting to just stay, like not.
You would think, yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what's crazy about coaches, and I think this is the first time ever. But the Cowboys coach McCarthy, the Chicago Bears want to interview him. He hasn't even been let go yet. He's still the head coach. That doesn't happen very often.
What do
So
you mean?
what do the Bears know? A head coach, yeah, a head coach. He's still in the contract. He still has one more year in his contract. So how could you just say, "Hey, can we talk to him?"
Well,
It's not a thing.
well, I think the
But,
record
I
hasn't
mean,
been
I
very
hope-
good.
I hope. Well, whose?
Dallas.
No, McCarthy's has had 3, 12, and 5 seasons.
Right, but he's not getting them to where Jerry wants
True,
them.
true.
That's so it's a
But
losing
but
season to
To
Jerry.
Jerry, yeah, a losing. Yeah, it's a winning season, but a losing season if
Right.
you don't.
Not
You don't get
make
to
the
where you wanna
playoffs,
go.
And
yeah.
so if
Right.
that's not happening, those kind of results, then it's,
So-
Jerry would say, "Sure, talk to him
Yeah.
because I want a winner. I get it."
Right. Yeah.
But
and then the other thing.
and so does Dallas, and so do the fans. They want a championship,
right.
right? I mean, even with KC, we were in the playoffs quite a bit with Smith, but we weren't getting a championship. So
Yeah.
you know,
And then the other fun things that happened in the last Dallas game. Did you see the kickoff he hit a cheerleader, bumped her right in the head. It was a kickoff, yeah,
No.
man.
Yes.
But that's one thing Marty Schneider used to tell us back in the day.
Don't
he
hit-
would
don't
he
hit the
would
cheerleaders with the
he
football?
would tell our kicker, just kick it out of bounds. Don't let them receive it. Just kick it out of bounds. Hit a cheerleader. Hit it. He would
He
say that
did.
shit.
You would say literally.
Yes,
hit
he
a
would say- so I after that incident happened, I texted him. I said, Marty, I said, check this out. I said, this is the
Maybe
first
he was
time
on
I've
the
ever
field
seen it.
coaching.
I said, I could just hear you saying, hit a cheerleader. That's exactly what he did. He hit it right at the top of the head.
Shout out,
Yeah.
coach.
Yeah.
And the last thing about the Cowboys, Ezekiel Elliott is playing with the Chargers.
He's on the practice team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He may get some playing
saw
time in the playoffs.
Be ready.
That's what I'm saying.
That's it.
Oh,
Be
like
ready.
they took him now. I was
Yeah,
thinking it's like
they-
for next year.
No, they cut the Cowboys cut him
Oh.
last before they cut him.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's anybody could do
Oh.
whatever, and the Chargers were like, you know what, we'll take him.
Sure.
That's another running back,
Be
big,
ready.
Okay.
Be ready.
big kid, you know. So
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
interesting.
more power to him. So yeah,
Okay.
go Chargers. No, no I like it.
Right. Right.
But anyway.
Yeah.
Well, real quick before
right.
we end, too.
Yes, go ahead.
You know how you were talking about the ones that your paintings that sell and stuff, and Mahomes being one, and then Kelsey being the second one.
Sure.
So we're going to be hosting the trivia night again for North, and this year, no,
Oh, you're not hosting?
No, you
No.
cannot say what.
What you
Yeah.
want? Okay, we're gonna edit.
No,
Are
we'll
we
talk.
editing?
We'll tell you after. Yeah,
Okay.
but this is something that cannot be put out.
oh, okay.
You didn't know that.
Never
did
You
you?
mind.
weren't at the pre-meeting.
I guess I was not.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, there's
So-
But
some-
yes, we're hosting again. So
Yeah, we're hosting it, and I was going to bring that up. You were talking about the paintings, the live paintings, just something that snowballed.
Right.
So that's what happens to us is when we did
Yeah.
our
Oh, you were
trivia,
the trivia night.
and then after
host. Trivia night host.
yeah, and then after the event is over, then we have people coming up. Hey, do you guys have a card? Hey, our school does a trivia night.
You never know, based on what you do, if it's decent or good or great,
Right.
what can happen. So if you do another one.
Yeah.
Have you done any other ones?
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Okay.
we've done it for some other schools, and we're actually planning to do one to raise money, maybe for a scholarship or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
want
if
to.
you-
We want to do more.
Did
of
you
that.
make it to our one that we did for our birthday?
Our 50th birthday?
Where was it at?
It was at
The
I
St.
think you-
John's,
I think,
Sure.
yeah, you did.
I was with
Oh,
your
Robert.
sister
and Robert. You were sitting
yeah,
with
in
all the
group.
the
Oh,
cholos.
that's right.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were all
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that
flanneled up.
That goes back to Greece. We did the Greece theme.
Oh
See
yeah.
how it goes? It went right back around.
yeah, no, you never know. I mean,
Yeah.
you do something good, great, and people recognize it, and they want you to be a part of their event,
Yeah.
and you have to decide, okay, yes, I want to do it, but we're going to need to be organized
Right.
and have a system. And so, like, I have a small system. I have to remember all the paints. I have to remember
Right.
what to take. I have to have everything ready, and I have to tell them ahead of time what I need. I need 2 tables. We need some tablecloths. I need. You got to make sure it's okay with the venue because usually there's no paint that is spilled. But I also have a drop
cloth.
cloth, and this is what you're going to get. I show photos of previous ones. So if you're thinking you're going to get a 2-month painting
Yep.
in 3 hours,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I get that.
So, but yeah, I mean, good luck because you could market this thing to be, something really kind of cool.
That's what
Word of mouth
Yeah, we want to do that.
per event.
Yeah.
Make it work for you. So, good luck.
But like you,
And they're
it's like-
fun.
yeah.
And if it's fun, which you guys make it fun, it'll be great.
Yep. We're getting ready to do the Shawnee Mission North one. So you need to stop by and check it out how we do it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you've seen how we do it, but
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure you do it a little different. It's probably figured out.
yeah, because
some
that
of
was
the
our first
things.
one we did there at the
Right.
church. So then we're like, oh yeah. And then Mario helps us out quite a bit with the.
Yeah, and then you add that, making it sort of a family event,
Yeah.
adding the kiddos to it. That's even more special.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ileana's the only one that's not.
Yet.
Because, yeah, it's a
Yeah.
21 and over event. So,
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, that's cool. That'll work. That'll be great.
But-
So,
All right. Well, thank you for joining us again, man.
Sure.
Appreciate it.
glad.
It was fun. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Anthony Oropeza.
You look like you're ready to fall asleep, Colt.
I talk. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching the Big Modcast. Until then, adios.
Adios.